long time since this program has stepped up to the plate and tried to challenge itself with some of these games. And now to kind of see not only the exhibitions, but to have even just like the Stanfords and Kansas, obviously, what the players' era is going to be after that. Some of these contests, on the road against San Francisco, keeping it up with San Diego State, hosting SMU, or excuse me, it's on a neutral, right?
Neutral
SMU,
in Arizona.
Those are the things that I think you really like to see if you're a fan. Like, those are games that you want to watch. You want to watch your game, but like, no offense to some of the other teams that they've played. And by the way, they've lost some of those games, so I shouldn't crap on the schedule too much. We've seen some season opener losses to some of the games that we have deemed as lesser, but it is refreshing to see this team step up and try to swing up at some of the higher weight classes.
So I'll start from the very beginning. We're talking about the UNLV basketball schedule that came out. A lot of NFL coming up. Actually, UNLV for the first about 35 minutes of the show today. Basketball and football. Ray Brewer is going to join us from the Las Vegas Sun, but I like that they took advantage of the fact that they can play a bunch of exhibition games and that they got hyper aggressive. And this is a chance to go and watch UNLV on October 7th, October 24th, and 29th against Power 4 school, whatever they're called, Power 5. Now, a couple of them are old rivals.
Mm-hmm.
So it still doesn't feel that comfortable saying that, Utah and BYU is in the big time, but Utah and BYU and then Missouri, those are all exhibition games, which I think is neat, coming out of the gates. And Josh Pastner told us, you were sitting there at the Thomas and Mack during the summer league, like it's going to be a real game. It's not some dopey scrimmage. Like they're going to play a real game with officials. And so that's coming out of the gates. And then, they have the rematch against Stanford. Remember, that was one of their good wins last year where they were not playing well going into that game and they shocked Stanford. The players here is nice. And I love that they come out of the gates against Kansas. You never know. I don't know what UNLV is going to be until I really see them. I know this. They're going to be able to run. They're going to be able to defend. Can they rebound? We'll see. We'll get into the roster a little bit, but they've got upwards of 8 guards right now, and they may have a 9th and I haven't seen anything on Allen Breed if he's cleared, but Kansas and then winner-loser of West Virginia and Auburn, and then we'll see what comes from the other side of the bracket.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty cool. And then, like you mentioned, really good road trip. I think good test. And at San Fran is really interesting because it's always a very solid program. It's a bandbox, but they get a nice little crowd there.
Yep.
I almost said at elevation, but they in San Fran they are at elevation.
By the way, I would like
hill, and then at San Diego State that's the only rivalry. That's the only game they wanted to rebook. And I pointed out on the air a bunch of times. And if you listened last year, John, not you, but the listeners, pretty much every post game against the best of the Mountain West Conference, I made sure to ask Josh Pastner, like, "Hey, you come back here?"
Yeah.
And every time outside of San Diego State, every other school, he's like, "Nope.
Yep.
No reason to go to Logan. No reason to go to Boise."
No.
Now, I personally like going to Boise, but they don't care about, the quality of the food or a road trip. I've said a million times, Logan just makes me feel weird.
Yeah.
And it's a really hard place to play, and no one outside, they don't believe this because they have a very high opinion of themselves, but no one outside of this region, the mountain region, has any clue what Utah State is. So there is no benefit to going there and even winning.
Sure.
Really.
I mean, I think it's important. To me, there's 2 programs that stick out. As somebody who grew up out here and went out to UNLV too, that stick out as rivals. Obviously, is Reno number 1, and San Diego State was the other. And obviously, the clashes that they have had. You love the joke that I make is all the basketball games in which we watched Aguek Arop grab a ridiculous offensive rebound on a missed free throw to win by 2, or whatever it is. Every single time we've seen the Aztecs pull off something like that. It has been a rivalry that has been, especially in basketball, massive. So it is great to see it maintain itself, and hopefully that does continue. I don't know, politics and whatnot. You can never say it's always going to be there, but I think it's awesome they're going to keep that going. And by the way, if UNLV needs any help on the road, one of the venues that I've always liked to want to go to is San Francisco. So I would love to see the Dons because you're right, that's a little gym, but they're a good program, and they have a lot of really good fan support.
Yep. And we mentioned the other non-con. Washington State will be over at Hendo, and then SMU in Phoenix in a double header. And then the conference slate is pretty tough.
Yep.
That at GCU game is going to be a freaking bear because I think they're going to be the most talented team. I haven't seen any update. I don't know if you did on Jaden Henley and the whole lawsuit thing. I mean, if they get, I was under the belief that a lot of these guys, well, there's a couple things. to my knowledge, if you didn't enter the transfer portal as a super senior, and you remember people mocked on different athletes for going in, they're like, they don't have any eligibility left. Well, I'm sure they had attorneys and advisors who were like, hey, something might happen. You need to be in the portal.
Mm-hmm.
To my knowledge, if you're not in the portal, then you can't move elsewhere. But we've seen a bunch of transfers, so we got to get that straightened out. But if Jaden Henley went back to Grand Canyon, holy crap.
Oh, huge.
They'd be loaded. They have New Mexico twice on the schedule again.
Mm-hmm.
I always thought that was stupid when the Mountain West, booked a UNLV schedule, New Mexico schedule, and only had a one-off.
Yeah.
Like, those are two rivals that go back. And the old Mountain West, we always said it, and people outside the market even said it, the conference is better when New Mexico and UNLV are good and drawing. They can both be really rough venues. And, boy, Eric Olin was good last year, wasn't he?
Mm-hmm. He was great.
And he was going to lose his star freshman, but he decided to come back. They got some good transfers. And then we'll see what UTEP and Davis bring. I think the sneakiest opponent on the schedule, because of the length of the road trip, Eran Ganot is a really good coach. And he lost a bunch of guys at Hawaii, but he's got a couple of dudes back, and he did really well in the transfer portal. So I think that Hawaii trip, and it's the final game of the regular season, is going to be a very weird game. Now, there could be a lot on the line. There could be seating on the line. There may also be nothing on the line. And you're going to a place where, if players haven't been there, it's very easy to get distracted in your overnight stay. If they only, and that's the other thing. I don't know what Pastner is going to do this year for the Wyoming trip. Remember, that turned into a freaking nightmare because of the elevation. And I have no idea what his philosophy is going to be on Hawaii. I think it's worth getting there a couple of days in advance, but I don't know what he's going to do.
Yeah, it's weird because I think every team has had its different issues. I remember the last ill-fated trip for Marcus Arroyo and that football team. I think it was cited by him that maybe there was some distraction when they went out there.
Well,
and they made the quick turnaround. Like, we went out there because I was engineering for that, right? We went out there the day before.
They went late.
Yeah.
Now, keep in mind, that's going to be Mullen's approach too.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure they're going out the Friday. So you get there Friday afternoon, you play a Saturday evening game. The thing that backfired with Arroyo is that he made a point of, hey, we're going to go, and there's going to be an early curfew, and there's going to be no distractions. And instead of the players abiding by that, it actually turned into, screw this, we're going to do what we want. And actually, kids did go out.
Yeah.
And there were some distractions.
Yeah.
So I'm not the coach of the team.
Well,
I can't read if kids are going to defy an order. That was also a much different era and a mood of the team. Although that team did have a lot on the line.
Yeah. Oh, it did. I mean, well, especially the start of that year. Like, they started 4-1 and they were on a losing streak. Like, there was a lot on the line for them.
But it was
in that regard.
They were jinxed. As soon as they got to the field, a couple of corners went down.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm blanking on the freaking name of the corner. One of the backup corners. The second or third stringer had to go in, and Timmy Chang's like, deep shot, like went right at him.
Braden Shager, the Shager bombs over and over again.
The Shager bombs.
But I would say, I mean, to this overall point, though, I think it also and I think this kind of speaks to it, not to take maybe a mini shot at Arroyo, but I think it does speak to leadership as well. Like, if Pastner is somebody who has his hands around this team in a proper way, I'm assuming he can get them to buy into the message of whatever he wants when they go out there, whenever they decide to go out there.
We got a lot of football coming up. NFL and UNLV will do our daily UNLV report at 3:30, a little more at around 5:15. But on the way back, Ray Brewer is going to catch us up on what's going on with high school football, also his take on being out at Rebel football practice a couple days ago.
Got something to say? Hit us up on the Bay Law text line, 702-364-1100. Brought to you by Bay Law Injury Attorneys. Winning is no accident.
We're chatting with our guest, always safety first, 811 Megaphone Man.
Call 811 before you dig.
You never stray from your mission of letting homeowners, landscapers, and excavators know you should always call 811 before you dig.
Call 811.
Call for both small and big jobs. And 2 working days in advance?
811.
Any parting words? And I'm guessing they will be.
Call 811 before you dig.
Brought to you by Southwest Gas.
811.
Hi, sports fans, it's The Herd. We're here to talk about game changers. Just like in sports, business has all its MVPs, and Ford Country in the Valley Auto Mall is leading the pack. At Ford Country, you'll get VIP experience with the best service in town and exceptional savings on your favorite Fords like the F-150, Explorer, and the Bronco. Visit Ford Country at the Valley Auto Mall or online at FordCountryHenderson.com. Ford Country, where the difference is real.
You wouldn't put your life savings into a slot machine, so why keep it at a big bank where every month can feel like a gamble? At One Nevada Credit Union, we aren't playing games with your money. You get stability, local service, and better rates. Stop pulling the lever and hoping for the best. Switch to One Nevada Credit Union. Don't gamble with big banks.
Our focus is you.
Federally insured by NCUA.
Every sports parent knows the drill. Early games, long tournaments, kids asking for food before the first whistle even blows. Port of Subs makes game day easy with fresh sandwich trays, boxed lunches, and giant party subs everyone will love. Spend less time worrying about lunch and more time cheering from the sidelines. Order ahead at portofsubs.com.
Slice fresh sandwiches, Port of Subs.
Attorney Matt Hoffman with Battleborn Injury Lawyers. Thanks to platforms like Uber, DoorDash, and Amazon Flex, any car on the road could be an app delivery driver. They're just regular cars with no markings, no logos. And when an app driver causes an accident, their account might get suspended, meaning no income. So they won't admit they were making a delivery, which could leave you fighting over thousands of dollars instead of millions. At Battleborn, we know how to find out if a driver was working as an app delivery driver. If you've been in a crash with any driver, call us at 766-1400.
Sign up today for a new William Hill Nevada mobile sports account, and you can earn up to a $250 bonus bet after placing your first qualifying wager. The William Hill Nevada mobile sports app allows you to bet on the go from any iPhone, iPad, or Android device from anywhere in Nevada. Sign up today, and you will never miss another bet. With the largest wagering menu, the mobile sports app features same-game parlays, early cash out, and live in-play wagering on all major sports. For more information, official rules, and to see participating sign-up locations, visit williamhill.us. Must be 21. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Everyone needs to take care of their mental health, even running back Bijan Robinson.
When I'm on the field and feeling the pressure, I usually just take a deep breath. When I'm just breathing and seeing what's in front of me, everything just slows down. It just makes me feel great before I run the play.
Just like Bijan, we all need a strong mental game on and off the field. Make a game plan for your mental health. LoveYourMindPlaybook.org.
Love your mind.
Brought to you by the Huntsman Mental Health Foundation, the Arthur M. Blank Family Foundation, and the Ad Council.
Heartburn. Quick, Alka-Seltzer. Because nothing is worse than heartburn after a long day. When you're finally off the clock, dinner's done, feet kicked up, kids asleep, and boom, heartburn tries to steal the moment. Quick, Alka-Seltzer. Because nothing works faster for heartburn relief. The effervescent tablets start neutralizing acid in seconds, so you can sit back, relax, and unwind from your day. Next time heartburn hits,
quick, Alka-Seltzer.
Use as directed.
If you need to sell your house,
talk to Aaron Taylor.
You want to sell it fast and get the most cash, talk to Aaron Taylor,
the real estate guy.
Hey Nevada, I'm Jacob Taylor, the real estate guy. They say the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. Growing up with Aaron Taylor taught me that nobody negotiates harder or gets seller's top dollar like the real estate guy. Need a cash advance? We can put money in your hands before closing to help with repairs, moving, bills, or whatever you need most. Don't want strangers walking through your home every weekend? No problem. We'll give you one simple number, your bottom line. No commissions, no hidden fees, no guessing. Just a straightforward offer, and in many cases, money in your hands in as little as 3 days. And if you're renting, ask me about My Buy Bank. You'll receive a $2,000 credit plus 10% of your monthly rent, all to use towards the purchase of your next home. Call 702-310-6683. That's 702-310-MOVE. eXp Realty, license number 38886. Call for details.
Talk to Aaron Taylor,
the real estate guy.
Ready, set, summer with the Honda Summer Event. Take the summer fun farther with a great deal on a Honda Hybrid or EV. With impressive efficiency, the all-electric Honda Prologue, CR-V Hybrid, Accord Hybrid, and Civic Hybrid have all you need to get summer ready. The most fuel-efficient full-line automaker in America. For a limited time, well-qualified buyers can get people see for Honda.
Page 24 large full-line automaker fleet-wide fuel economy. EPA Automotive Trends Report 2025.
Your sandwich should pay at Port of Subs.
Slice fresh sandwiches, Port of Subs.
Now back back to Cofield and Company on ESPN Las Vegas.
All right, hitting local sports heavy today is Raiders. First preseason game. Mendoza might play, might not. I don't know. I thought it was real interesting with Clint Kubiak's like, yeah, we'll get plenty of action. Like, how much? I can't say. Like, we're keeping that under wraps.
Yeah, I know. It's preseason.
You wouldn't want the Cardinals to have the game plan with Fernando Mendoza. Let's bring in Ray Brewer, who covers local sports, high school sports, has been here in Vegas forever. He's one of the deans of sports coverage in Sin City. Ray, how you doing, buddy?
Steve, JVT, doing good. Thank you guys for having me on the show.
How fired up are you to see Fernando Mendoza get a couple of quarters, if that, in an exhibition game tonight, preseason game over at the Owl?
Well, there's so much intrigue into Fernando Mendoza, and his story is something you could wrap your head around. Normal guy, undefeated, college record at Indiana, still developing, kind of quirky and geeky like many of us. And listen, the Raiders are desperate to win, and if this guy could be the pathway to bringing memorable Sundays to Las Vegas and championship runs for Las Vegas, I've got to see part of it. I have as much intrigue as most of the people out there.
Ray, you're on the straight and narrow like Mendoza is. Mendoza recently, John, he called the strip what? Boogeyman?
A boogeyman, a haunted house.
A haunted house.
Staying away from it.
What advice would you give Fernando Mendoza? Because we know you never had any good times on the strip.
Well, I think he's where I was maybe at 35 or 36 when I met my wife and kind of tamed down to the Ray you know and love right now, Steve. I think Mendoza's already there, or at least he's got the perception that he is. I would love to see him and like Max Crosby go out and just have a great night out, hit some bars, talk to some strange people, have him get it out of his system, and then go back to, the suburbs of Henderson.
Right. Hit the bars, but don't drink. Max is a recovering alcoholic, so let's be careful on that one.
Are we sure Fernando Mendoza is the answer at quarterback and be the face of the franchise here in Las Vegas?
Wait, we're not doing this early.
It sounds like he lacks willpower, Ray. Like if the big, scary strip is so intimidating that if he steps foot out there, it would lead to bad things. I sense that somebody lacks willpower and the ability to make the right choices.
Well, I could tell you this, in terms of being the face of the franchise, a complete home run pick to do that and to represent the community. You even saw he and Kirk Cousins did that video for the Pacific Verde Little League team that's on the verge of going to Williamsport. And the kid says all the right things and does all the right things. Is that going to equate to a can on the football field and some unbelievable courage? I don't know. He sure looked courageous diving into the end zone against Miami on 4th down to win the Natty.
Ray, we got our first look at the UNLV Running Rebels schedule. Give me your first thoughts. What do you think?
So intrigued, obviously, by the Kansas game at Mandalay Bay, but worried maybe that it doesn't pack that competitive punch. I mean, SMU and Washington State, okay, Kansas, of course, and then that whole tournament. But it's definitely a schedule that's built to go into league play with, a heavy winning record. And obviously, every team in America is predominantly new, to give your new players an opportunity to mesh against with each other.
Do you think Rebel fans can come to grips with the fact that the way to get Kansas or, say, West Virginia / Auburn, games like that, they're going to have to be on the strip oftentimes? Because I still sense that, and even the good games that have been in Henderson, like they played against Creighton, it was a wonderful win, and really there was no one there. I wonder a lot of times Rebel fans are so stuck on, hey, it has to be a Thomas and Mack or I'm not going.
Yeah, it's very interesting. We kind of feel like Fernando Mendoza a little bit, Steve, where we live in Las Vegas. The Strip is this most known block of real estate in the world, yet we're afraid to go on there. We go up there for like a birthday dinner or an anniversary, and that's about it. And a lot of locals are afraid of the parking garage or the traffic or whatever it may be, and they want Arizona at the Thomas and Mack Center, which I think was the best crowd in the last 10 years. And they're not, at the same time, they're not too excited to jump out of bed to watch Texas Rio Grande Valley at the Thomas and Mack Center. So it's a tough fan base to appease.
But reality is, I'm not asking people to do this, but you could park at Thomas and Mack and you'd have a brisk 15-minute walk to every arena they play at on the Strip.
Well,
it's right there.
It's windy though in the fall.
Okay,
Steve.
all right. Park somewhere park somewhere and take the boring stop, which will be closer.
What
to the
if
Strip.
UNLV basketball, if they're listening, offered shuttle services from Thomas and Mack?
Oh, I think they have a shuttle for students. And Steve's from New
For football.
Jersey. He's used to taking public transport to get to cool things. In Vegas, we want to drive our car right up to the door and walk right in.
Oh man,
that's our bugaboo. You charge $5 to park at the mall, and people go crazy.
Well, that is a fair point. Sometimes parking on the Strip for the games can be expensive. Right now, it's still free at the Thomas and Mack. Although last year, I thought for some of the football games they had some vouchers for cheaper parking, but that's something that UNLV will deal with. Well, I like the Players Zero tournament. I think it gives them a chance to play 2 and 3 good games. Is there a game outside of Kansas? And it could be, I mean, you tell me, is it at San Diego State? Is there a conference game? Like what's the other really important game on the schedule that they have to win? I'm leaving out New Mexico. Who is it?
Well, I mean, Reno, of course, but that was going to be my answer. I like the San Diego State game. I think over the years when they were both in the Mountain West, that become such a fun rivalry. Brought the best crowds. Winning in San Diego is virtually impossible. Yet UNLV pulled some rabbits out of their hat a few times, and I think that's a fun rivalry, and I'm glad they're continuing it. And that game definitely stands out. And listen, I like SMU. I think they've got a nice little program. I like the neutral court scene in Phoenix. You got to start stacking some wins somewhere. And when Selection Sunday comes, and with the potential of an expanded field, you've got to find a way to get into that tournament. Now, there's no reason not to. This is UNLV.
I want to ask both of you guys. John Von Tobel's here. It's Cofield. Ray Brewer, Las Vegas Sun, is on the phone. So the only matchup they kept going from the Mountain West was San Diego State. Do you guys think, like preseason football here, have you thought about anyone in the Mountain West Conference? Because I still see Pac-12 fans making references to UNLV and money and the victory or loss and the lawsuit. And I haven't thought about any of those schools at all for more than 5 seconds. Ray?
Well, I would say, Steve, that I could care less about Utah State and San Diego State and Boise and whomever else wanted to leave the Mountain West. From day one, I was adamant that the money UNLV was going to get to stay, they needed to scoop up. Secondly, they've got to become a premier 1-2 team in football and basketball for whenever this reconference reshuffle happens. You've got to be the top dog in your league, and this clears out some teams that UNLV had struggled with in basketball, especially.
Ray Brewer is with us. John, have you thought about these old schools, the disloyal 5 much? I mean, did you write the Pac-12 preview for VSiN?
No, I wrote Mountain West and SEC.
Are you concerned? I mean, I guess once the season starts, and if UNLV gets off to a good start, then you have to start looking around at other group of sixes to see how they're doing.
Yeah. No, I haven't really thought about it too much. I have an affinity and a tie to Fresno State just because I have family in the area. So I would I think about that often, like being able to make trips out there, do stuff like that. But for the most part, I have not thought about that. And I also think too, it's a little bit more because UNLV football has not been this power that it is right now over the last few years. In basketball, I think I find myself thinking about those teams a little bit more. Like I find genuine joy in having them keep San Diego State in basketball, things like that. But I think it's really been because of the Rebels' place in the football landscape that I have not really cared too much about that and the way that looks.
Ray, I saw you point out that Lindy LaRock put together a hell of a schedule too in the non-con.
Yeah, don't you love that game against UConn? It's play if you want to be the best, you've got to beat the best, and a great measuring stick for your program. And I know Lindy likes a lot of the younger players they've brought in, and they're kind of trying to build something special there. A local kid, love her dad, Al, of course. And I just think that's going to be such a fun night for for her program, and maybe an opportunity to, catch some eyeballs in the UNLV sports community to support these ladies. I think that's awesome.
Okay, well, we set this up to talk a little high school football as well, Ray Brewer. So I just talked about the disloyal 5 and the Mountain West and the Pac-12 splitting up. I mean, the split in high school football in Southern Nevada is kind of earth-shattering. What is the mood? And I know we've got a week in the books, but what's the mood around what is going to be a bizarre situation?
I tell you what, man, I think this really is a national story when you've got the Clark County School District, which has 280,000 students, in Southern Nevada, which is like 85% of the state's population, saying we're done playing in the NIAA. We don't want to win your state championships because we don't want to play private and charter schools. And we're going to go independent. We're going to create our own league and our own schedule and our own trophies. And every principal and every athletic director and every coach is like, I'm on board. There's not one person that's like, hold on, this is a really bad idea. I want to get a shot at Arena School at State. Or, hey, hold on, let's pump the brakes. We've got some good players. We want to give Gorman a battle this year. Every school is all in on getting out of the NIAA. And I find it's really entertaining because the schools that are left playing for state in the top division, there's only 3 teams, Steve and JVT, and those 3 teams have to help populate 2 state championship games. So what that means is Gorman, Faith Lutheran, and Somerset Losia Charter School in North Las Vegas will all play in a state championship game, no matter if they go 0-10 and never score a touchdown.
What a mess. Let's close on this one. You got to go back to the alma mater. You spoke at Chaparral. What did you talk about? What does Ray Brewer give a speech about?
Man, I tell you what, I love that place so much. And, when I went to Chap, it was one of the best rated high schools in town. And the neighborhood's changed a little bit, but the dreams of those kids, man, it hasn't changed one bit. And when the coach and the woman who does the alumni association asked me to come speak in front of those kids, I was so excited. And usually I just speak from the heart, but I sat down and I wrote something, and I talked about like the star on the helmet and what that means and how you represent all the people that played before you, and how even though they might not be there watching you on game day, they still care about you and they're still going to LasVegasSun.com to check the score. And I just was all fired up. And then at the end, I told them, hey, I got one request. I said, you bring back our cleat, you beat El Dorado. And the kids were all fired up. I felt like Rex Ryan on Hard Knocks giving a lecture, All
right, close it out and let's go get a G-damn snack. Why not?
Yeah.
Why not?
Exactly.
Ray, last minute here. Ray Brewer from the Las Vegas Sun. Tell people what you guys are rolling out because it's already started. What do you got going on with high school football coverage?
So tomorrow night is game night. So we'll have our live coverage with the score bugs. Come to our website to get the scores. I know a lot of people like to go to Max Preps, but those are put in by students, not all the time correct. And if you go to our YouTube channel, we've got video previews from our media day with every school where we ask the players and coaches questions. And folks are geeked up. They're ready to go. And all the CCSD schools think they're going to be holding up the Superintendent's Cup or Commissioner's Cup or whatever they decide to call it in 10 weeks.
Ray, thank you. We'll talk to you, buddy.
Appreciate you, Steve and JVT. Have a good day, guys.
ESPN Las Vegas and Terribles are bringing back the summer of fun. As we celebrate America 250, you'll have a chance for a bit of an escape. Have some great adventures in places like Hawaii, the Grand Canyon, and Sedona, Yellowstone National Park, maybe a great Mississippi River cruise, staycation, or you can take the cash, $3,000. It's your choice. Keep listening for the keyword of the day and be ready to text the Bay Injury Law text line at 702-364-1100 for your chance to win. The Summer of Fun is brought to you by Terribles and ESPN Las Vegas.
Collectors, Front Row Card Show is back at the Rio Hotel and Casino in Las Vegas on August 15th and 16th.
Biggest show ever!
Baseball, football, basketball, and hockey cards, plus Pokemon, Marvel, Star Wars, and comic books. Beckett, NBA, CGC, and JSA will be there. So bring your cards, comics, and autographs to sell or get them graded. 600 vendors, including heritage auctions. Thousands of dollars in free prizes. Don't miss it. Front Row Card Show, Rio Hotel and Casino, Saturday and Sunday, August 15th and 16th, 11 to 5. For more info, go to FrontRowCardShow.com.
That's FrontRowCardShow.com.
Beat the heat with some cool cash for betting sports on the William Hill mobile app. With the William Hill Cash Rewards program, you can earn up to $500 in cash. Earn summer rewards points for mobile wagers made until August 31st. Win or lose. You can earn even more rewards points for teasers, parlays, and same-game parlays. Sign up for the William Hill mobile app today and opt in to enroll in summer rewards. To see participating locations, visit williamhill.us. Must be 21. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-522-4700.
2 of Zippy's favorite items at a special price? Yep. The August deal is a spaghetti and chicken mix plate for only $10.99 at the takeout counter. Also available in the dine-in restaurant for a slightly higher price. Take advantage of this limited time special offer through August 30th. Just order and pay online or through the Zippy's app. Limit 5 plates. Zippy's, celebrating 60 years of serving Hawaii comfort foods. 4 locations to serve you. Arroyo Crossing, Southeastern in Henderson, West Charleston Boulevard in Summerlin, and now on Camino al Norte.
Turn up the savings this summer at Lexus of Henderson. Experience the all-electric Lexus RZ with instant performance, premium luxury, and advanced Lexus Safety System Plus. Then take advantage of Lexus certified pre-owned financing with rates as low as 1.99% APR. Or enjoy the refined comfort, elegant craftsmanship, and smooth ride of the Lexus ES. Available now with financing as low as 5.4% APR. Visit Lexus of Henderson at the Valley Auto Mall or online at lexusofhenderson.com.
OSC restrictions apply. See store for details. Offer expires 8/31/27.
Now back to Cofield and Company on ESPN Las Vegas.
Every day around 3:30, we check in on what's going on with UNLV football in the preseason camp. Obviously, camp started a little earlier than a lot of schools because they have a week 0 game on August 29th. So we're looking at 16 days away. Memphis is in town. And, when I'm out there at practice, one of the guys, as I'm enjoying myself, I think of is John, because, John, you really get into it. There was a conversation the other day with the offensive linemen, and they have something they've dubbed the offensive line room simply the room, but it's about a brotherhood. And I immediately thought of your story last week when you were talking about the chirping that was going on between the offensive linemen and the defensive backs.
Hell yeah. Absolutely.
Where the defensive backs all
shut the F up, screaming at each other.
And you
absolutely tremendous.
The D-backs all came charging.
Yep. All together in one unit, just these tiny, it's just like tiny little, obviously, 'cause, they're not small guys, but compared to the offensive linemen, they are.
Yeah.
And so when you see a bunch of small guys just swarming right all around, you didn't do anything, just screaming at them. Absolutely fantastic.
Defensive back room is very experienced. They got an infusion of a couple of outsiders, but man, they got a lot of guys back, a lot of experience. They got to get better. It's got to be more efficient than it was a year ago. Cut out the chunk plays. And Akeem Davis, the cornerbacks coach, talked about goals for this season.
We got to go win the whole thing. Just get there. It ain't enough to just show up. The chip is that we've been there, but we just got to go finish. And so at the end of the day, that's what we want to make sure that we incorporate. That's what we want to make sure that we dial in on, and that's what we want to be throughout the entire program until we're done.
What does it feel to be able to play against an offense like Dan Mullen's scheme from the defensive side?
Absolutely. Well, competition is the central thing. Coach Mullen is a mastermind. I love working for Coach PG, Coach Paul Gunther. We got him back there, and just being able to learn from him, his schematics, and then Mike Shear, that's come along and that's done helped us. And then Cap Didi, that's done been a part of some big-time programs. I think the coaching staff that Coach Mullen has put together is a world-class coaching staff from top to bottom. And, you see those players out there competing, but I promise you, man, us coaches, we up there, we compete trying to give our guys the best edge to go out on the field and be successful at the end of the day.
Well, last year, John, one thing I was dead wrong on, I thought the defensive backs would be one of the strengths of the team, and it just never worked out. Way too many chunk plays. They got picked on in some big games. New Mexico got them a bunch. Poor communication on run support against Boise. So they've got to be better, but they do have most of the guys back. And they just got, in addition, I don't think they expected in LaTerrence Welch. So he moves into the mix. So they've got a bunch of experience. We'll talk more tomorrow about Avery Helm, who's the one guy they brought in. He's not just the one guy. He's one of the guys they brought in from the outside because they brought in some young dudes to play safety and potentially cornerback.
Mm-hmm. And with good pedigree.
Yeah. So I gave you the depth chart. I'll say the one area I'm worried about a little bit is depth at the safety positions. Guys have to come quickly behind Fulton and Pope. But at cornerback, they're in real good shape. And their nickelback is Mumu bin Wahad, who's got a lot of experience. The biggest thing with this group is they got to stay healthy because the guys they have back, like Denver Harris, has a great pedigree. I think it was a wrist, whatever. He had a cast on his arm, one of his arms, for like half the season. He just never got going. Mumu actually had, I think, a lower body injury, we'll call it, at the beginning of the season. So it took him a while to come along. So they got to have health on the back end. And the other thing is both of the starting safeties have to take another step. Pope and Fulton have to be better.
I mean, to me, that is what seems to be what's going to be at stake this season. Listening to Gunther and Mullen talk about the lack of install or the ability to install the way they wanted to last year, but coupled with the returning personnel and Gunther's now stability at the position, I think the thing that you're looking for is just be better, which it sounds like it's easy to say, but it's true. Like, okay, now you can install the way you want. Now you can actually add intricacies to this playbook defensively. You've got guys who were here last time around. There really shouldn't be no excuse in terms of the actual scheme that you're trying to put in. You guys just have to execute at a higher level and not allow those issues that popped up last year to come to fruition again.
Evan, Canty, and Michelle are unsportsmanlike.
Shohei Ohtani, his baseline is already set. I think we're going to view him as the greatest baseball player we've ever seen, regardless of if he gets the three-peat or not. LeBron James, while his legacy is cemented in so many ways, there's still that gray area. There's still that debate, and he has an opportunity to put himself in the conversation with Jordan in a different way if he wins in Philly.
Unsportsmanlike. Weekday morning starting at 6 Eastern on ESPN Radio and on ESPN2.
Traffic is brought to you by Paul Pata Law. It's not about the injury, it's about the recovery.
Be aware of extra traffic around Allegiant Stadium due to the Raiders game tonight at 5 and an Aces game, home game tonight at 7. So extra traffic around Michelob Ultra Arena too.
Traffic was brought to you by Paul Pata Law, your personal recovery attorneys.
You facing criminal charges? Do you need representation for a DUI, a domestic violence charge, record sealing, or any other criminal defense issue? If that's the case, you want the Vegas Lawyers on your side. Check out the Vegas Lawyers at thevegaslawyers.com.
Fear the Left Lane wrote online, I avoid highways because my car believes in a more relaxed top speed. Then you should probably meet the 22 dealers and 28 brands at the Valley Auto Mall. Click or visit today.
This season, get in the game with the William Hill Pro Pick'em Football Contest. Pick the winning teams, no point spreads, and take home your share of $1,210,000 in cash prizes. For a $25 entry fee, you'll be picking for your share of $10,000 in weekly prizes. Finish with 215 wins and get the $1 million cash bonus. Register today and get your picks in before kickoff on Sunday, September 13th. For more details and to see a list of participating locations, visit williamhill.us. Must be 21. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-522-4700.
When you don't feel well, the last thing you want to worry about is how much a doctor visit will cost or how long you'll have to wait. That's why Radiant Star Checking includes 24/7 telemedicine access to licensed clinicians by phone or video, all for just $7 a month. Radiant Star Checking, a checking account that cares for you when you need it most. Visit westar.org/RadiantStar to learn more. Radiant Star Checking has a $7 monthly benefits fee. Activation required. Terms and conditions apply. Share savings with a minimum balance and membership eligibility is required to become a member. Insured by NCUA.
Vegas was never meant to be ordinary. Book with MGM Rewards and step into an escape filled with world-class dining, unforgettable entertainment, nonstop sports, and nights that only get better as they go. With MGM Rewards, every stay, every meal, and every moment can earn you more, with more perks, more possibilities, and more reasons to come back for whatever happens next. Vegas was never meant to be ordinary. Book now at MGMRewards.com.
Sammy's Restaurant and Bar is a family restaurant with something for everyone. Sammy's has a great patio, fresh ingredients, and handcrafted food like wood-fired pizzas made fresh to order, gourmet salads, appetizers, pastas, burgers, and more. Plus, Sammy's Restaurant has a full bar and happy hour daily from 3 to 6 p.m. with 50% off over 20 food items and half off cocktails. Visit Sammy's Restaurant and Bar in Las Vegas, 6500 Sahara, or in Henderson at 1501 North Green Valley Parkway.
Hey, Mom, now that I have an after-school job, I think I want to buy a drum kit.
Okay, Rockstar. Let's look at your account.
When kids start making money, Chase has easy-to-use tools and expert bankers to help them learn how to manage it.
And next month, I'll buy the bass drum and the cymbals. Oh, and maybe some noise-canceling headphones for you.
Aw, you've thought of everything.
Help kids save, budget, and build financial independence, all with Chase. That's good for kids and good for parents. Visit your local Chase branch and get started.
Account subject to approval. JP Morgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC.
Less than 4 in 10 kids aged 6 through 12 are playing sports regularly. 4 in 10 kids? Let it sink in. Just 4 in 10 kids. ESPN is building a nationwide coalition powered by Disney called Take Back Sports, with the purpose of training more coaches, expanding access, and creating community-driven sports programming that puts kids and fun first. We're working on that story. We hope you'll join us.
Visit takebacksports.org to learn more.
Heartburn. Quick, Alka-Seltzer. Because nothing is worse than heartburn after a long day. When you're finally off the clock, dinner's done, feet kicked up, kids asleep, and boom, heartburn tries to steal the moment. Quick, Alka-Seltzer. Because nothing works faster for heartburn relief. The effervescent tablets start neutralizing acid in seconds, so you can sit back, relax, and unwind from your day. Next time heartburn hits,
Quick, Alka-Seltzer.
use as directed.
Gambler's bonus hits again. On June 14th, Betty hit 4 fours, clearing her Gambler's bonus 4-of-a-kind bingo card for over $11,000. Betty hit big, and so can you with Gambler's bonus. It's why you play the game.
By the time August rolls around, you've stopped being surprised by the heat. You walk outside, you get in your car, and wait for the AC to catch up. And at the end of the day, the one place you need to be cool is home. Your AC has been running since May, morning, noon, and night. And when it stays hot overnight, it never gets a rest. It just keeps grinding until something gives. At Gettle, we've been doing this for over 85 years. We know what a summer like this does to a system. Call us and make sure your home is the one place the heat can't follow you. GOETTL. We'll keep you cool, but it's hard to spell.
2 of this generation's most electrifying stars, WBA welterweight world champion Rolly Romero and 2-division world champion Teofimo Lopez, are set to collide in a high-octane summer showdown on Saturday, August 22nd, live from T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas. Don't miss this put-up or shut-up Saturday night. It's a WBA welterweight world championship, August 22nd at T-Mobile Arena. Tickets are on sale now at AXS.com. Secure your seats before they're gone.
Your sandwich should pay you back. Download the Port Perks app today and start earning rewards every time you enjoy Port of Subs.
Slice fresh sandwiches, Port of Subs.
It's Cofield and Company on ESPN Las Vegas.
Every Thursday, we get a chance to check in with our buddy at VSiN 1230 The Game. Scott Seidenberg, who's bumped an hour here because we got some preseason football that we want to get to, and I think Scott's heading out to the Al. What's on the docket? The Raiders and Cardinals, though.
Yeah, going to check out the game. Going to get my first look at Fernando Mendoza in person, and might even try some of the new food options at Allegiant Stadium. I'm very much looking forward to the Allegiant Stadium. I know JVT doesn't eat that stuff anymore, but I'll tell him what it tastes like. I know JVT doesn't eat that stuff anymore, but I'll tell him what it tastes like.
Wait, no, what is this? What new options? I didn't know that this was.
I'm just curious. Every season, don't teams put out new options? I feel like they have like a new Fernando Mendoza special or something. I'm just going to walk around and see everything that's new in the stadium and anything that I can get my hands on and feed myself.
Yeah, I'm surprised that he's going to be out there. It's very close to the Strip, so I wouldn't be.
Well, you're really caught up on this. I don't even know if Scott saw it. You want to explain to Scott in the audience again?
Scott, he had a quote when he was talking about the Strip, talking about how it's a boogeyman and a haunted house, and that he can't go near the Strip. And I just keep thinking that he's mentally frail and just cannot be anywhere close to that source of pure evil that we call the Las Vegas Strip. But that's just me. I won't question the prince that was promised in Fernando Mendoza. Let me ask you, we saw the news, Carson Beck not going to play, has a rib injury. The Raiders are a team that has a new head coach. Those tend to perform pretty well in a preseason. How have you handled this with the Raiders here today against the Cardinals from a betting standpoint? I think right now We're looking at the screen. Raiders are about a 3.5 point favorite. Total's 41.5.
Yeah, so I mean, I'll be honest. I can admit when the market goes against me and I'm wrong. I previously bet the Cardinals plus 2.5 plus 2.5 prior to the Carson Beck news, and I got stung by the news, finding out that he's not going to play at all because of that injury. But I still feel good about the Cardinals. Obviously, I feel better about them at 3.5, and that's why I would wait until kickoff to see if you can get the best of this number and take the Cardinals plus 3.5. The reason why I like it is because there's a massive trend of teams that are playing their second preseason game coming off the Hall of Fame game versus teams playing their first preseason game. Cardinals have that advantage having played last week as opposed to the Raiders getting their first look here. And then you look at the quarterbacks that we're going to see in this game. Kirk Cousins for whatever amount of time. But then Clint Kubiak told us Fernando Mendoza is going to get plenty of reps. We're going to see him for extended amounts of time here. And on the other side, we're going to get Jacoby Brissett and we're going to get Gardner Minshew. We thought we were going to get Carson, but now we might actually get more Gardner Minshew, which I think gives the Cardinals a little bit of an advantage over the Raiders. And then I tweeted this out earlier, guys. If you look at the number one overall pick quarterbacks over the last 4 seasons, the last 5 seasons or so. Just look at the last couple of number one quarterbacks. You go back to Trevor Lawrence, I guess, in 2021. You have Trevor Lawrence, Caleb Williams, Cam Ward, right, a season ago, Bryce Young. None of them have thrown a touchdown pass in their first preseason performance. Combined, the four of them went 19 of 30 for 254 yards and 0 touchdowns. The only quarterback that won their preseason debut was Caleb Williams. The Bears just decimated their opponent that year. But everyone else, and even they underperform. It's going to be a learning curve. I don't think Mendoza just dominates here tonight. I'm going to fade the Raiders, and I'm going to take the 3.5 here with the Arizona Cardinals.
How do you handle, or maybe you don't, but how do you handle some of these weird first half lines? The Bengals are a good example. They're 6.5, 7 point favorites for the game. They're 7 point favorites for the first half. A lot of it's tied into the starters playing, but when you're behind information like this, I tend to try to want to push back. I thought the opener of 3.5 factored in that the Bengals are playing their starters, but how do you handle this, especially when you see some of these wonky first half and full game splits?
Yeah, I looked at that with the Raider game in particular because I wanted to just back the Cardinals then in the first half, right? Because if part of my handicap was on Carson Beck playing the second half and me having an advantage with how good he looked last week and that's gone, then maybe I should isolate the first half. But then I looked and I saw 2.5 for the first half. I don't want any part of Cardinals plus 2.5 for the first half. I'd rather wait and see if I can get a 3. And I think that's what you're going to see here with these first half lines, guys, is because of the liquidity being so low, right? And the limits being so low, it might only take one market mover to place a bet to manipulate a first half line, whereas it would take more money and more bets during a regular season game to manipulate a first half line. One person putting a nice limit bet in on the Raiders in the first half is going to move this from 2.5 to 3. So I think if you like the dog, wait until post because you want to see where the money's going to go, where the late money's going to go. But I don't think it takes as much in the preseason as it does in the regular season to move a market in the first half.
Did you do anything with the other preseason games? Green Bay, Pittsburgh is the first one along with Detroit, Cincinnati. You get Indy and New England, Chargers, Texans, and then 49ers hosting the Titans.
So I like the under a lot in the Titans and 49ers game. And I'm just scared because of how many overs we saw last year in week 1 of the preseason, plus the market just keeps steaming up towards these overs. Right now I'm looking at the board. This thing shot up from 38 to now 39.5, 40. I'm waiting to see if a 40.5 or a 41 might show up by the time we get the kickoff tonight at 9 o'clock Eastern time. But look at the quarterback situations we're going to get. The 49ers are going to roll out. Are going to roll out Curtis Adrian Martinez in this game tonight. And the Titans, Robert Saleh wants to establish a culture. He's going to play his starters, so you'll see Cam Ward a little bit. But then you'll see Trubisky, Levis, Hendon Hooker maybe. But Saleh wants to establish a culture. And so he's going to go out there and try and set the tone defensively. Plus, these teams play joint practices this week, which got physical. There's a respect level between Robert Saleh and Shanahan, where I can see both these teams not wanting to get anybody injured and just playing out the string here in the fourth quarter of the second half, saying, let's get out of Dodge. We got a great week of joint practice, good preseason game. We're both healthy. Let's move on. So I think it tends to be a lower scoring game tonight between Tennessee and San Francisco. Maybe it's a live under. Let's say the Titans score in their first drive. I would be interested in maybe a live under on an adjusted total.
Anything in Chargers Texans?
No feel for it because I give the advantage to kind of the Chargers. Like, is that crazy to say Trey Lance has the advantage when he's in the game? I don't know. But between Trey Lance and DJU, I mean, maybe that's better than Graham Mertz. Davis Mills is an NFL caliber backup, right? We've seen him start games before. I don't know what to expect. All these lines is crazy. You've seen so much movement in these preseason markets. The Titans were 2.5-point favorites, and then they moved to a 6-point favorite. The Chargers were plus 1.5. Now they're minus 1.5. So much steam on all these games. I used to think that chasing the steam in the preseason was the right move. I've been proven wrong last year. So I'm curious to see how the steam moves go this season.
Any shot that you want to try, Steve? DJU's last name?
I'm okay on it.
Uyunglele.
Yeah, there we go. I was going to say, I'm okay on it. It sounds like somebody who can't say it.
Well, because I always get the Lele part incorrect. There's like alternate pronunciation. So I was on it. I was good with DJ.
Uyunglele.
Yeah. Well, I have a lot of practice with UNLV's linebackers are the flying Hawaiians.
That's a good point.
Yeah, that's not easy.
I'm a big Jaron Kiave-Sangapulatele guy as well. So
you really flex on that one. I think it's the only Hawaiian name you're actually good at.
What about the quarterback from Cal? Can you give that to me?
That's what he gave you.
Yeah, Jaron Kiave-Sangapulatele. There you go.
The problem is he mispronounced it. You didn't understand it. Exactly. He didn't.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, I did.
I'm kidding. Scott Seidenberg's with us. Better Day Podcast. I don't want to have an explosion over that. I want to look at odds to make or number of teams to make the college football playoff. Not in the Big Ten, the SEC, but I just want your read first on the ACC and with an over-under of 1.5 teams from the ACC to make the CFP. What do you want to do?
Miami's obviously the class of this conference, and there's so many expectations on Darian Mensah this year. I can envision a world where SMU gives them a fight, but this is a one-bid league in my opinion, and it's most likely going to Miami if Darian Mensah has the season that he's going to have. I just don't see two ACC teams getting into the college football playoff. To me, there's too many other better teams in the bigger conferences that I can't envision a scenario where both SMU and Miami get in.
Big 12?
Same thing. Texas Tech or pass, right? I mean, who else in the Big 12 do you think has the path to get to the college football playoff? If you're looking at like a team that maybe could get to the conference championship and surprise, like Utah. Devin Dampier has another good season. They can get to the conference championship, but the talent level on Texas Tech is going to be too much for anybody else in that conference, in my opinion. One bid league. If I was forced to make a bet right now, it's under 1.5 on Big 12, under 1.5 on ACC.
BYU plus 350. And then you're right. After that, there's a big drop-off. You mentioned Utah, and then the next team, at least as I'm reading the board here, William Hill, is Kansas State all the way down at, what is that, plus 1,000. So
I think BYU is probably a pretty good option. I mean, if they're –
It's just a matter of how do you feel about Bachmeier?
Oh, I think he can be pretty good. I think he's generally a pretty good quarterback, but I also think it's about their schedule too. Like they only run into Notre Dame. They don't get Texas Tech in the regular season. So in theory – if they lose their two biggest games, would a 2-loss BYU team with the second loss being in a conference championship game, would that be enough to get into the college football playoff? And the 2 losses being Notre Dame and Texas Tech.
Now you have to put them up against other 2-loss teams. I'll give you what if Penn State goes 10-2, right? I know really high on Penn State this year, but you go 10-2 in the Big 10 versus 10-2 in the Big 12, and you lost the only 2 ranked opponents that you played against. I think I'd rather favor the Big 10 team.
Mm-hmm.
Penn State's plus 375 at William Hill to make the playoff. Do we have a thought on Michigan? Scott, what's Michigan going to be this year? Have you handicapped Michigan?
There's so much off the field stuff with Michigan that I feel like everyone's writing them off and just kind of forgetting about them. They have talent. The team can still win games. I have not picked them to be a playoff team. I have not picked them to be in the conference championship. I think there are much more complete teams in the Big Ten than Michigan. But I wouldn't be surprised if Michigan goes over their win total. I wouldn't be surprised if people are just forgetting about the talent that they have. The roster's talented. There's just too much stuff going on off the field that I think kind of deters people away from the Wolverines this year.
They're plus 300, and if their quarterback isn't ready again, boy.
Yeah.
That could
But
be
look at
trouble.
but the schedule, I mean, they have some brutal games. You're talking about going to Oregon, obviously going to Ohio State at the end of the year. I think there could be a hiccup. Like I said, I like Penn State. What if Penn State, wins in Ann Arbor this year? Then you're talking about. Are you? They have to. That's a tough trip. Greg Schiano's going to have them chopping wood. Come on.
Let's go back to where we started with Scott Seidenberg, and that is the Taco Bell Cantina option for Mendoza. You make the big bucks. It's $25. What? You get what? The Mendoza special. You get 5 crispy chicken strips, Doritos, Locos, tacos, nacho fries, and nacho cheese. I don't know if you get a drink with it, but $25. Will you do it? A fancy Taco Bell at the Owl?
In theory, I say yes. But I have to admit something here that's going to ruin my streak cred, especially at Allegiant Stadium, especially here in Las Vegas. I don't do spicy food. I have an extremely low tolerance to spicy food. I mean, people make fun of me and they say mayo is spicy food. I cannot handle any type of spice. So the chicken, I've tried that chicken strips from Taco Bell, too spicy for me.
Spicy? No way. All right. No way. Oh, I love this. Oh, wow. This could be a talking point the rest of the season. We might have to bring up the spicy food item of the week and see if Scott can do it.
I have tried. I'm telling you, I smell regular buffalo wings, and I have a reaction. I can't do it. I can't do it.
We are up against it. I know you're running out, man. I appreciate you being flexible today. We're back on the next Thursday at 4:45. Thank you so much. Enjoy the game tonight.
All right, guys. I'll report back from Allegiant.
Better Day Podcast. Not going to have the Taco Bell because the chicken strips are too spicy.
An MLB showdown in the Lone Star State as the Mariners take on the Astros. Coverage begins Sunday at 3:30 on ESPN Las Vegas, 1100 AM and 100.9 FM.
Brought to you by Finley Toyota. We're here for you.
The Golden Circle Sports Bar inside Treasure Island is the ultimate spot to catch all your favorite sports on huge video walls. 55-plus TVs offering ideal views from every seat. Gourmet comfort foods, craft beers on tap, and all your favorite beverages. Plus, Treasure Island is the only place on the Strip with free parking.
Hey, it's JT. Grimaldi's is hands down my favorite pizza in Vegas. Only at Grimaldi's can you get their famous New York-style coal-fired brick oven pizza. Grimaldi's has 4 locations in the Vegas Valley, or check them out online at Grimaldi'sPizzeria.com.
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You've still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight illnesses like pneumococcal pneumonia and RSV. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and can help protect you from getting really sick. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. See more at PfizerForAll.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Plumbers, HVAC techs, contractors, and DIYers. McFadden Industrial Hardware has the tools, parts, and supplies to power your next project. Open early and stocked with everything you need. Stop by South Decatur near Russell. McFadden Industrial Hardware. Fast, easy, and built for the pros.
Miss a show? Check out lvsportsnetwork.com for everything ESPN Las Vegas, 1100 AM and 100.9 FM, KWWN Las Vegas. It's Cofield and Company on ESPN Las Vegas and ESPN Reno.
Well, I'm glad Scott Seidenberg admitted that he wouldn't be able to handle the Mendoza special because he thought the fast food was going to be too spicy for him. That's crazy. I'm not like a spice lord. I watched you eat wings last week. What'd you get?
The mango habanero.
They were getting you a little bit?
A little bit.
What was that super hot sauce you got?
Oh, the blazing sauce over at Buffalo Wild Wings.
Was it good?
Yeah, it was good. Because they have the blazing challenges, their hottest sauce, 57, 10? I can't remember the number. It's one of those where I could tell that it builds up on the Scoville scale?
I'm not sure.
I believe that's what it's called.
I've heard it, but I don't know the correct terminology or pronunciation. Let's
Scoville.
bring in...
I'm right.
Let's bring in Xavier Pope. I assume most vegan food kind of sucks and is bland and needs a bunch of spice. Is that true, EP?
That's incorrect, Steve. And how do you get spices? How do you get herbs? Those things are vegan. How do you get salt, pepper? These are things.
That's a good point.
Meat by itself doesn't taste great. You have to actually season it.
Fair point. Where are you on the spiceometer? Are you kind of mid-level or do you go crazy?
I think I'm gonna go like medium hot. Like I kind of like I don't like I want to be able to taste my food.
Yeah.
So I want a little bit of a bite, but I don't want it to be like so overwhelming that I don't even know what I'm eating.
What did you put in your vegan paella?
Oh my God. Our first time trying to make it, Steve, I want to say that's one of the best things I've ever cooked. It was designed to be after a Spanish style. I put in, it was mushrooms, sun-dried tomatoes, my plant-based protein. I also had artichokes, which is traditional in those dishes as well. Red peppers and mushrooms. So chock full of things.
I've never asked you, do other people eat your vegan food, or are you the only one judging it?
No, people actually do eat my food because it looks delicious. Steve, you must admit that pan looks spectacular, by the way.
It looked very good. And most of the items you put up, because you know how dangerous it is when you put food up on social media, you can get dragged.
Yeah, and I never get dragged though. See, never. So I like food that's also appealing physically. Like this looks like it's something I would eat. So I also make sure that my food actually looks good. But every time someone tries a vegan dish I make, they go like, "Oh my God, I could actually live like this. I see why you live like this." Layering flavors and getting the texture right, getting the layers of spices right. That's clutch though. So you got to be able to understand flavor profiles, food science, and those different things like that.
All this fancy talk from Xavier Pope. He's an attorney. He is our voice of reason, our cultural contributor here on Cofield and Company as we're on ESPN Las Vegas, ESPN Reno. Okay, I want you to break down, and this is very much at the front end of this. So I hear people kind of killing Jaden Daniels about this, but story out there, an attorney representing the Commies quarterback Daniels informed LSU that it can no longer use his name, image, and likeness, and said that he felt profoundly disrespected after LSU allowed one of their cornerbacks, a sophomore DJ Pickett, to wear his former number 5. Your thoughts on this? And why would he do this?
Yeah, I just think that maybe he wants to control his name, image, and likeness. Since he's out of the game, he doesn't have the opportunity to take advantage of it, and so the school won't use it. But maybe he's upset that the school doesn't retire his jersey like they did his predecessor at the position. Joe Burrow, who had his number retired. So maybe that's where it's coming from. Otherwise, I mean, it doesn't make it that much sense. Yeah, okay, I know they retired Joe Burrow's number, but generally as a sport, football isn't in the business of retiring jerseys because of the amount of people that wear the jerseys.
Mm-hmm. Well, officially, Burrow's number isn't retired. It is just out of circulation, as they have put it, which makes this move kind of interesting because it seems very ego-driven. And a lot of people pointed out, Xavier, that the statement, it doesn't come from Jaden Daniels. It comes from Jaden Daniels' people, and that maybe the thought of his mother, which has always been a topic of conversation, is actually behind this.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, he's been very active in protecting his image and protecting who he is. And so that potentially might be true. But if you ask Jaden Daniels what he thinks about it, will he tell you? He seems to be a little bit more soft-spoken in that area, in my opinion.
What if I throw this wrinkle at you, too? I think the cornerback, DJ Pickett, was promised that he could actually wear 5 when he decided to go to LSU in an NIL era where players can move and transfer. Did LSU have a choice but to not diss Jaden Daniels? What if the kid was like, you know what, I'm not coming back?
That's actually a really great point, Steve. And I think that's something that I think that players have more leverage now than before with the transfer portal, which I know that some people, quote unquote, hate. But I mean, we have an era where athletes now have the opportunity on the college level to be able to use their name, image, and likeness, or their ability to move with some sort of discernment that they did not necessarily have in the past. I think that's good on him if he did that.
And to add to Steve's point, I mean, Lane Kiffin's new there. So to him, who's more important, Jaden Daniels, who he didn't coach, or the kid that he needs to help him win games when he's out there? And the other point, Xavier, I'm curious if you remember this or not, but back when he left Arizona State, there was the video of Jaden Daniels' teammates emptying his locker for him, somewhat in joy. I do wonder if Daniels, I don't know if like mercurial is the right term for it, but seems to be an interesting dude in some of the decision-making, and this seems to add to it when you couple in the fact that the way he left Arizona State, this dude seems to be one of those guys where you hope he doesn't get in his own way because he's very talented, but we've seen a lot of dudes get in their own way.
That's a reach. I think that I don't know whether how he felt it was teammates, how his teammates felt about when he left, and what those players may have done. Well, may relate to him protecting his image and also protecting his brand, and also to being able to feel slighted from the university that he was very successful at. So I think it's a little bit tenuous at this point. We would probably wait for a little bit more information to find out, maybe see what Jaden Daniels thinks about where his career stands in terms of how it's viewed in light of his and how he comes back from injury and how he plays, to see really where things stand with him.
I like the word mercurial because I'm not exactly sure, Xavier, how we describe Russell Westbrook. It didn't seem like the media gave him a lot of respect, but he announced he's going to retire, and he's probably one of the more disrespected players in terms of what he actually accomplished. What do you think of Russell Westbrook in his career?
Russell Westbrook was one of the best point guards in the history in the NBA. I mean, he leads all time in triple doubles. He, had multiple seasons averaging a triple double. Fans and also some of the media got on him for being selfish for getting a triple double, which seems to be like the least selfish stat he could possibly have. Going back to maybe thinking about Will Chamberlain leading the league in assists and how people talk about that. I just think that he's got a bad rap, and then he also got with the Lakers, and I think his stint with the Lakers it's really tarnished him a little bit, and I think that was really unfair. There were other issues with the teams that he was involved in that had nothing to do with him, and how that team acted after he left was also kind of peculiar. But he was an explosive player. He and Derrick Rose at the time were some of the most explosive, smaller guys to get to the hoop as possible. He's a first ballot Hall of Famer. It's not, just because the league changed how it's set up and teams are to win. He could have won championships at Oklahoma City before that team was broken up. So I think that he had a spectacular career, got a really bad rap in the social media era. And I think people will look back at his career as the years pass on and say, hey, he was really a great guard.
Follow Xavier Pope up on Threads. On your Threads account, you also found a really good angle story here. I had never heard the story about one of his high school friends.
Yeah, one of his high school friends who prematurely passed away that was taller than him, a 6'6" guy. And they agreed that they would go play at UCLA together, where Russell Westbrook played. But Russell Westbrook at the time was much smaller. And then he wound up, the player wound up passing away, and Westbrook wound up using his career to honor his fallen teammate. And we talk about his passion, his drive, and how he played for two. But that's something he also did in terms of Los Angeles, the city, that city, and how his relationship with Nipsey Hussle was. And he was just someone who played passionately, and he cared about people. And a lot of people talk about him off the court and say, hey, this is a really great guy, not just on the court, but off as well.
Xavier Pope up on Cofield and Company, ESPN Reno, ESPN Las Vegas. I think the most fascinating story for the potential of what could come out this week in sports is the Lakers are being sold by Mark Walter and all the different connections with the new group. I'm not even going to lead you in on anything. What do you think of this? What do you think happened here?
What happened is that UEFA got together and said, we're not going to deal with this type of purchase of FIFA, and then they just immediately pivoted over into purchasing the Los Angeles Lakers. Meanwhile, there's an owner who only owns a major ownership stake for a year, $10 billion, which was also huge at the time, turns around, sells it for $12.5 billion in the middle of him being investigated by the SEC for how he mismanaged his insurance profits, and how that impacts his other holdings. But the Lakers is the only portion that he's selling a piece of. It just looks, and it makes things to high heaven, and how fast it turned around stinks even more. Usually the deals like this happen a little bit further over time. It just looks, it just stinks. It just seems like the speed in which this happened definitely just does not smell right, Steve.
I cannot wait until the Sparks are also sold off by Mark Walter, and the new owners are Carolyn Levitt and Janine Pirro.
I mean, we just, I mean, I got nothing, Steve. We're We're the weirdest of times.
We are. Okay, we got 2 minutes left.
These are all just coincidence.
Not enough time to handle this one, but let's go with, I guess, one of the bigger angles on this story: the WNBA and the transgender thing, and Enes Kanter and Royce White trying to get into the league. And then I saw up on Threads you had a whole thing about this transphobia, transgender thing, when there really are no athletes who are actually participating in all these sports that supposedly are going to overrun sports.
Yeah, I think Enes Kanter and Royce White, who lost to Michelle Tafoya, of all people, in Minnesota. I mean, that's a whole other angle in terms of her former ESPN reporter and sideline person, and who went MAGA herself. I just think that these people are looking for ways to get attention to themselves and to make money, and they feel like this is the best way to do it. And I think that these people are below level intelligence, below level in terms of their ethical and their moral compass, and they feel like they have to go for this to be able to earn a buck, earn a living, and then and it's a fake outrage to create things that don't exist, to get people upset about something, to rally behind something that absolutely has no probative value whatsoever.
We got 30 seconds left. Sort of connected to this was the Stephanie White rant the other day, which I think is the way to go with this, and start really, castigating people out there who are trying to divide the WNBA, and just bring it up publicly. Just say it. Cut it out.
Yeah, I think the WNBA has become a political lightning rod. And then there are certain people who think that the political lightning rod is increasing the value of the NBA because people are paying attention to it. But I think it's being paid attention to for the wrong reasons. Ryan Clark talked about all the different storylines that happened over the course of the year. That are great to hear about Olivia Miles and the Lynx, and the Washington Mystics being on a 7-game winning streak, and all the great things that happen in the NBA. It's not being focused on the court. It's being focused on all the issues that are dividing in our politics.
Xavier, thanks for being flexible today. Love you, buddy. We'll talk to you.
Love you guys.
Let's do a giveaway right here. Guns N' Roses is going to be playing in Vegas August 22nd at the Owl, Allegiant Stadium. Ticketmaster.com is where you can get your tickets if you don't win this pair to see Guns N' Roses. Caller 7-364-1100, 364-1100. We opened the show talking about the basketball schedules coming out around the Mountain West, so we do know when Nevada and UNLV will play. Shannon Kelly from Nevada Sportsnet is going to join us on hoops and Wolfpack football.
This summer, skip the airport chaos and hit the road for the perfect family getaway in Cedar City. In just 3 hours, you'll trade the desert heat for cool mountain air, breathtaking scenery, and outdoor adventure everyone will love. From hiking and biking to fishing and stargazing, Cedar City delivers big fun without the big price tag. Ride the chairlift at Bryan Head Resort, catch a show at the Utah Shakespeare Festival, and explore nearby national parks. Start planning your summer escape today at visitcedarcity.com.
$30 million in guaranteed prizes. Cash in this football season with 3 Circa Sports contests: Circa Survivor, Circa Million, and Circa Grandissimo. Entry starting at $1,000, all with no rake. Enter in Las Vegas. Play from anywhere. Visit circasports.com for details.
Collectors! Front Row Card Show is back at the Rio Hotel and Casino in Las Vegas on August 15th and 16th. Biggest show ever! Baseball, football, basketball, and hockey cards, plus Pokemon, Marvel, Star Wars, and comic books. Beckett, NBA, CGC, and JSA will be there. So bring your cards, comics, and autographs to sell or get them graded. 600 vendors, including heritage auctions. Thousands of dollars in free prizes. Don't miss it! Front Row Card Show, Rio Hotel and Casino, Saturday and Sunday, August 15th and 16th, 11 to 5. For more info, go to frontrowcardshow.com. That's frontrowcardshow.com.
Busy Boots Automotive offers fast, reliable auto repair services, including diagnostics, brake repairs, engine work, and more. Busy Boots provides smog tests, oil changes, and free towing with qualifying repairs. Enjoy free Wi-Fi and complimentary refreshments and snacks while you wait. No appointment is ever necessary. Fast, friendly, and convenient. Busy Boots Automotive on South Durango at Flamingo and online at busyboots.com.
Attorney Justin Watkins with Battle Worn Injury Lawyers. When you think Amazon, you picture the blue vans. But every day, regular untrained people in regular unmaintained cars are delivering Amazon packages as flex drivers. And if they're in a crash, Amazon may suspend their account. So the last thing they want to do is tell the truth. Those lies could leave you fighting for thousands of dollars instead of millions. At Battleborn, we'll find out if they're delivering for Amazon or any other platform. Call Battleborn Injury Lawyers today at 766-1400.
There's plenty of reasons to go to Vegas. The Strip, the stadium, the football games, high-speed races, the biggest names, neon lights, the biggest fights, bull riding, and endless nights. Custom jerseys, stolen bases, colored wigs, and painted faces. There's something to fan for from dusk till dawn, and the list goes on and on and on and on. We don't know what brings you here, but we do know this. When you go to Vegas, whatever you go for, go all out. Head to visitlasvegas.com to learn more.
Turn up the savings this summer at Lexus of Henderson. Experience the all-electric Lexus RZ with instant performance, premium luxury, and advanced Lexus Safety System Plus. Then take advantage of Lexus certified pre-owned financing with rates as low as 1.99% APR. Or enjoy the refined comfort, elegant craftsmanship, and smooth ride of the Lexus ES. Available now with financing as low as 5.4% APR. Visit Lexus of Henderson at the Valley Auto Mall or online at lexusofhenderson.com. OAC restrictions apply. See store for details. Offer expires 8/31/26.
Straight Talk Wireless presents Pickup Truck Wisdom.
If you're only good to your new friends, you're not going to have any old ones. Straight Talk gets it. That's why new and existing customers get free 5G phones on Verizon's 5G network. Pretty simple, really. You keep good people by being good people.
Find us at straighttalk.com and Walmart. Straight Talk Wireless. Straightforward. Always. Taxes and fees apply. Plan purchase required for free phone offers. Copyright 2026 Verizon.
We're here with Chuck, founder of Dollar Loan Center. Why is it so important for Nevada customers to deal with a licensed, regulated, direct lender?
A lot of lenders may look legit, but they are not, especially online. Borrowers need to be careful to deal with lenders who are licensed and regulated by the state of Nevada, who really lend their own money and are just lead generators.
And Dollar Loan Center is a direct lender?
Yeah, we've been around 28 years, Nevada licensed, and I actually lend my own money. We are extremely transparent, fair, and always guarantee to beat the rate of our competition. And our customers' Bill of Rights is in writing at don'tbebroke.com, and we never charge to apply.
Founded in Las Vegas over 28 years ago, DLC lends up to $5,000 in minutes. Stop by any of our 25 nearby locations to meet our real friendly staff. You can also apply over the phone or online at don'tbebroke.com. Subject to approval, limitations may apply. See website for details.
Hey, Las Vegas, are you tired of plumbing prices that break the bank? At 365 Plumbing, we're bringing fair pricing back. Family owned and operated, we treat your home like it's our own. For your everyday plumbing needs, we're here 365 days a year, rain or shine, day or night. Extend the life of your water heater right now. For a limited time, take advantage of our water heater flush special for only $26. Visit us at 365plumbingnv.com. 365 Plumbing, because where the water flows, 365 Plumbing goes.
Gambler's Bonus hits again. On June 14th, Betty hit 4 fours, clearing her Gambler's Bonus 4-of-a-kind bingo card for over $11,000. Betty hit big, and so can you with Gambler's Bonus. It's why you play the game.
This sports update is brought to you by the William Hill Pro Pick'em Football Contest with $1.2 million up for grabs. Get your picks locked in before September 13th. Find a location near you at williamhill.us.
Tonight at Allegiant Stadium, the Raiders host the Arizona Cardinals for the Raiders' first preseason game of the season. That kicks off at 5. The Aces host the Mystics tonight. That tips off at 7 o'clock, and the Aviators host Sacramento. First pitch set for 7:05.
Drive time, prime time. Catch up with Cofield and Company. Weekday afternoons starting at 3 here on ESPN Las Vegas. It's Cofield and Company on ESPN Las Vegas and ESPN Reno.
Football's coming. Preseason football going down tonight with 6 games, 2 games underway already. Raiders over at the Al against the Cardinals. Make sure you tune in to Raider Nation Radio 920 for all the coverage before and after the game with the Raiders playing the Cardinals. But we know the Pack have started their training camp, their preseason camp. We got some football news in Northern Nevada to get to, and also some basketball news. And Shannon Kelly is back on board with Cofield and Company with JVT and Steve Cofield. Shannon, how are you?
Hey, guys. I'm doing good. It's been a while. Thanks for having me back on again. I always love chatting with you guys on Thursdays.
Fired up to talk more Pack football this year. I had a chance to sit down with Jeff Choate. And, I've told you before, I find him fascinating. I think he's a cool guy to cover because he's very open. about his program. He got on me a little bit. He claimed I misquoted him when we were talking, but that's okay. Let's talk about the fan interest first of all, because I know that Nevada did a fan fest. How did that go, and where was it?
Yeah, so Nevada held a fan fest last Saturday to wrap up the first week of fall camp, and Nevada had their fan fest. And yeah, there was a decent showing of fans that came out. I think it's just tough given how Nevada has just struggled the last 4 seasons. I mean, going 10-39 the last 4 years. I mean, fans aren't as excited about football, I feel like, in this community as they once were, specifically during the Jay Norvell era. And I think, can this be the season that Nevada can change that narrative around and turn things around and get back to a bowl game? So I think it'll be interesting to see. But I mean, the fan fest was cool for the players and for some young kids to interact with the players and see them. But I think it's just tough when you've had 4 straight losing seasons. It's hard to get people excited to want to come out to certain events leading up to the season.
When you get a chance to talk to fans, where do they direct their ire the most? Is it at the school, the university, the program, the status of college football? Why do they think that they're here in this moment?
Yeah, I think a lot has to do with just this new era of college sports. And I think people, are realizing it's just tough for a group of 5 schools just to be able to try and compete and stay afloat when in this NIL transfer portal era, kids can be here for a year, and if they don't like it, they can go somewhere else. And that wasn't necessarily the case. I think when you look at this program that Jeff Choate has this year, he was able to retain some of his best players, and he wasn't able to do that a year prior. And that's a huge credit to, people stepping up and being able to, help pay these players to retain them, to keep them here. He stressed that this offseason, returning Dylan LaBarbera, Jack Foster, Zach Kokenauer, being able to keep those guys have been huge. So I think now it's a matter of, hey, hopefully, I really do hope that this community will come on out and support this team, because we've seen it before. I think the stands were full during the Jay Norvell era, and can they get back to that point? Will be interesting to see.
I know the captains were named recently. Who are some of the names that earned the honor, and why does that matter?
Yeah, 2 of those captains are LaBarbera and Foster. And Coach Choate said he didn't need a team vote. I mean, those guys have shown this offseason why they deserve to be captains and how they're, quote, the undisputed leaders on their sides of the ball. And he made that very clear during his first press conference of fall camp. And, he spoke a lot about them at media days, and he spoke very highly of them at media days. Like, they do so much to help set the tone on each side of the ball. So they'll be season-long captains, which is something the Wolfpack hasn't had. In consistent years, last year Nevada had 4 season-long captains, but to have just 2 of them, that'll be a first under Coach Choate here.
I'm going to take a side street really quickly to this. Do you watch game?
I'm not familiar enough with it. I've watched it before a time or two because my husband watches it, but I wouldn't know enough.
Well,
I know.
Because there's a new show.
I guess I got to watch it then.
Well, it's not even the show itself. There's a new show that came out, 6 months ago, Steve? Knight of the Seven Kingdoms. The main character, the Knight of the Seven Kingdoms, his name is Sir Dunk. He is giant. He's like 6'6", blonde, just a massive human being. And so I need someone to pass along that when and if Luke Duncan wins his quarterback job, he needs to be referred to as Sir Dunk as we move forward.
Okay, I think I'm going to have to pass along that message then to him for you.
Is he going to win the job?
Then we can. I think it's hard. I think. So Coach Choate said how he wants to name a starter sooner rather than later, just given with this new offensive scheme under new offensive coordinator Brett Bartoloni, how it'll be tailored a little bit based off who the starting quarterback is. And I think after this first scrimmage, probably after the second scrimmage for sure, but maybe after this first scrimmage, one of them will start to solidify themselves. It's hard to say. I think they've been mixing and matching at practice, between Jones and Duncan, running with the ones and with the deuce. Part of me feels like Carter ends up starting the Western Kentucky game, just given his familiarity, just with the program for a little bit longer, and just given that he's the guy who's coming back, but I wouldn't be shocked either if it was Luke Duncan. So right now I feel like it's still too early to say. We'll see how these two scrimmages go the next 2 weeks.
Shannon Kelly's up on Cofield and Company as we're on ESPN Reno and ESPN Las Vegas. There are Vegas dudes on the roster for the Wolfpack, and I know you guys pointed out at Nevada Sportsnet. One of them is a Bishop Gorman kid, a linebacker, City College of San Francisco, and actually got a little bit of a recommendation from former Nevada player Brandon Marshall.
Yeah, this was really cool. Alosio Mailua, he went to Bishop Gorman down in Vegas, as you mentioned, then went up to City College of San Francisco. And, I asked him, I said, hey, was the Wolfpack your only FBS offer? And he said, yeah, it was. He's like, actually, former Wolfpack star Brandon Marshall helped put in a good word for me. He wanted me to come here out of high school. And I didn't even realize that Brandon Marshall was his coach over at Bishop Gorman as well, one of his position coaches. So that was pretty cool. To hear and, just to hear how he said, Marshall really taught him how to be disciplined and how to be competitive. So just really cool to see a kid that's from Vegas, having some success up here and finding his way after not having any FBS offers out of high school either. And he said he's looking forward to that game at the end of the season. It's a long ways away, but he's looking forward to playing in front of some family down in Vegas at Allegiant in November.
I saw the note on Nevada Sportsnet, kind of a neat deal with local firefighters. What are the players doing?
Yeah, they were writing thank you notes for the firefighters who have been battling the couple of wildfires just north of here, which is just crazy to think that not far from here, I think it's about 100,000 acres now that have burned. Hard to believe there's even that much open land. But the firefighters, they were writing some thank you notes to them, which is a really classy gesture. So thoughts and prayers going out to them and all those who have been affected by the wildfires.
Let's talk about the basketball schedules that came out. UNLV just came out the other day, and I know you noticed that UNLV and the Pack are going to meet up on January 30th down here, up there on February 27th, very close to the end of the season. And hey, last year the edge was with Nevada, and recently the edge has been with Steve Alford. What is the feeling around Wolfpack basketball? Because from my perspective, they are one of the favorites going into the season in the Mountain West Conference as I think a top 3 team.
Yeah, I think so too. And I think fans are really excited. I think, just in speaking with some of the guys this offseason and getting to know the new players, I think fans are really excited just from what the comments we've seen on social media and the buzz of, Nevada's going to play St. Mary's over at the Tahoe Blue Event Center in November, early on in the season. They're going to host Utah in an exhibition game, middle of October. So I think fans are excited. I think just given how Nevada was able to retain some of its top players as well, and Elijah Bryson and Vaughn Williams, keeping those two guys was key. And, Steve Alford's brought in a handful of transfers that should hopefully be able to make an impact too. So, not to look too far ahead, but I think it will be exciting come October. I think fans are really excited about basketball and going back to my point before, hopefully football can get some support this year too.
Last one, I saw a good feature on a Reno native who was playing in Sacramento. Tell us about Drew Anderson.
Yeah, this was really cool. The Galena High kid, he was drafted back in 2012, made his debut in the MLB about 5 years later. And then he actually spent 4 years, the last 4 years or so, playing over in Japan and Korea. And then the Tigers signed him on to a one-year deal this offseason. And he's been, pitching quite a bit out of the bullpen. So just really cool just to see the path that he's been on. And to catch up with him while the Tigers were in Sacramento recently. But will be cool to see if he can continue to succeed. But, he really had to find himself there overseas, and he pitched well enough to get an opportunity to come back to Detroit's organization. So cool to see when hard work certainly pays off.
Shannon, you're the best. Glad to have you back on board. We'll talk to you every week about what's going on in Northern Nevada. Thank you.
Hey, thanks, guys. I appreciate it. Have a good week. Talk to you next Thursday.
They need to get out of the gates. Well,
Nevada?
Yeah. Western Kentucky at home. Montana State at home, which, by the way, not an easy game.
No.
Oh. And then at Middle Tennessee State, and then right into the frying pan in conference against an Air Force team that will be better. What was your read on the vibe on the Fan Fest? That didn't sound great.
No, it didn't. The way she put it, like, it's fine.
Oh, no.
I mean, you can't blame them. It's kind of become, what are you supposed to be passionate about with the football program?
I like Chode. I like the way he speaks. I believe that he can turn it around.
I think that may be, but by the standards set by the betting market and others, I think they're going to be somewhat good this year.
What's the standard set?
Like 4.5 is the win total. I think they can win 5 games.
Okay. 5, he gets to keep his job. I was thinking bowl game.
I mean, I think they have a chance to get in a bowl game.
But this quarterback better be the right guy, because that's been the biggest problem.
Yep.
If you choose the wrong quarterback, I mean, it's the linchpin. The whole thing comes crashing down. Ace Spotlight coming up in about 15 minutes, and John's been working out a lot, so of course we got to talk about that.
Nick here with Stefano's Greek and Mediterranean Grill. Summerlin, it's official. Stefano's is now open on Lake Mead and Buffalo. Come enjoy our beautiful dining room designed for family meals, quick lunches, and everything in between. Or swing by for fast, easy takeout with all your favorites. Gyros, bowls, shawarmas, kebabs, and our famous baklava. Our salad dressings and marinades are made with no seed oils. And our must-try fries are cooked in 100% avocado oil. The new Stefano's in Summerlin is now open. Come taste what everyone's talking about. Stefano's, real food, real fast, real healthy.
Big capability meets a surprisingly low payment in the 2026 Toyota Tacoma SR5 Double Cab. Lease yours for just $221 a month on a 24-month lease with $5,999 due at signing. Tough enough for the job site and ready for every weekend adventure. This brand new Tacoma delivers the strength, versatility, and value you've been waiting for. Now is the perfect time to get behind the wheel. Finley Toyota, the family you choose.
Man, I can't believe this mess I'm in. I don't know what to do.
You need a great attorney.
Yeah, but
nothing. You can't do this alone. You need the Vegas lawyers.
Hi, this is Paul Pata. Whether you need representation for DUI, domestic violence charges, record sealing, or any other criminal defense issue, you're going to want the Vegas lawyers on your side. The Vegas lawyers, where compassion and strong legal representation come together. Check us out at thevegaslawyers.com or give us a call at 707-7000.
This season, Terribles is bringing the excitement of UNLV Rebel football to you. Spend $25 or more in-store or at the pump, and you'll earn a game day giveaway entry when you use your Terribles Plus Rewards app. Every week, one lucky winner will score an unforgettable UNLV football experience, including game tickets, shopping spree, and a hotel stay at the South Point. Fuel up, grab your favorites, scan your Terribles Plus Rewards, and let every visit get you one step closer to the action. Every day is game day, only at Terribles.
Patty Davidson here from BetMoneyHoney.com. Have you ever felt like the odd man out at a friend's house watching the game? After years in the sports betting industry, I can teach you the rules of different sporting events so you can now be part of that crowd of cheering fans with an understanding of the game. Plus, I can teach you how to place a bet on a game, which will completely change your perspective because you too can be a winner. Join me at BetMoneyHoney.com. That's BetMoneyHoney.com.
We're hiring at A1 Garage Doors. No experience? No problem. We provide full training, a brand new van, top-of-the-line tools, a gas card, and steady jobs with weekly pay. This isn't just a job. It's a career with real growth, great pay, and job security. Our team members go from training to 6 figures, and we're ready to help you do the same. Don't wait. Apply now at a1garage.com/careers.
A1garage.com. A1 from day one.
It's Cofield and Company on ESPN Las Vegas and ESPN Reno.
You know, during football season, I become real nosy. By the way, we're getting ready for Raiders coming up here in about 30 minutes. So we'll give you updates. Again, the game will be over on Raider Nation Radio 920. I become real nosy during football season. I find myself asking everyone what they weigh. Now, there's a purpose to that when I'm at football practice. Like the other day, I asked Jake Pope of UNLV, like, hey, what do you weigh right now? Like, you put on some weight, right? And he's like, no, actually, I actually lost 2 pounds. He's like, I wanted to drop some weight. Drop 2 pounds. I was like, why? He's like, just because. What is a vanity thing? Like, he wouldn't answer. I'll believe
Probably
me,
leaning out.
I will get to the bottom of it. I mean, you're right. You can lean out and look bigger.
Yeah.
Caleb Herring had told me this was in a conversation off the air. No, he actually said it on the air that he thought Jake Pope looked a little bit bigger. But I will ask a lot of the skinny guys, like Trey Fulton. He weighs 190 pounds now at 6'3.5". Like he said he weighed 170. So it's information. But I ask you all the time what you weigh.
That's right.
Do I make you feel bad if you've because the other day you're like, I plateaued.
Like, yeah,
I don't think I can lose anymore. And I'm like, okay, I won't ask anymore.
Yeah.
I wasn't trying to like rub it in.
I'm actively trying.
Or hoping that you gain it back. Like, hey, you're up 7 pounds, huh?
Well, no, I actually do think you're hoping I do gain it back. Yeah,
no.
100%.
Not at all.
You 100% hope that I gain it back.
No.
Yeah, 1,000%.
No, I love these conversations.
You also love like when people fail.
No,
Especially
I don't.
when it comes to this. Because here's the thing.
Well,
Well, we talk about
not
it
with you.
Right.
With others.
Well, my difference is
we got a lot
hold
of
on,
this.
yeah.
Keep going.
But like, hold on. My difference is because we've talked about it on the show and it's become a bit about talking about it. But in my everyday life, I will not like go up to people and be like, I know the secret to weight loss. Like I won't. And a lot of people do that. And so I'm not that person. And so generally, I think we all hope that person gets fat again. I have not been that person. I've actually, I think, done a pretty good job. Like you won't find a social media post about a before and after picture or what I've done. People will come up to me. Actually, one of the wonderful security guards that I always walk by at Circa, an older woman stopped me today and she's like, I've noticed, like, how much have you dropped? And I asked her, and she's like, she was asking me what I did. And she was like, you look great. Keep it up. And I was like, thank you. Those are my interactions. But with you, because it annoys you, I will send in workout updates every once in a while.
I like it. But you are right. I forgot that I had spoken to you about this, and I forget that I do a radio show sometimes.
Yeah.
And that most of what I talk about it all goes on the air. Yes, we have noticed at Lotus, there's at least a couple of people. There's another person who's a regular guest. Like, there's being happy that you lost weight, but I think when you walk around and then you're like, hey, I'm weight loss expert.
Correct.
Like, I think you have to be careful there.
Right.
Like we had a weight loss contest here. Man, I've been here a long time. Lotus is very nice to me to keep me around. We had a weight loss contest. It may go back to like 2010, and I was a lunatic. And I think I started out probably about where I am now, which is that's awesome how fat I got, in recent times. But I think I started around like 209, and then we actually had we had a deal where we were working out with a trainer, like you had to go.
Yeah.
And I really enjoyed it. And I got down to 171, and then I wore the freaking sweat outfit and got in a sauna, and I won the contest down at 163 pounds. And anytime anyone asked me like how I lost it, I was like, I didn't eat. I didn't say anything else. And I think people like, they get into it and they're like, oh yeah, let me tell you how. Like, don't tell me, don't do that.
Don't have to.
Because most people who are chubby, right? Go up and down. Yeah. It's hard to keep the same lifestyle and be dedicated because you had bad habits. You go back to the bad habits. Boy, I got a lot on this. I almost gave in today and hit some fast food.
But you didn't? No AM PM sandwich?
I'll tell you what, the convenience store food, I have cut down. Now, see, I'm doing it. That is one thing I've cut down like almost completely. And I love convenience store food.
You do?
Oh, my God. And as you point out, the AM, PM chicken sandwiches that I used to buy before I'd get on the UNLV flights.
Keep like multiple ones in his bag.
And then I'd still have the same sandwich in a backpack, like after the road trip.
Yeah.
And sometimes I'd find it like 3 days later and I'm like, I'm hungry right now. I need a snack. All right, coming up, a spotlight.
High internet costs, cell phone bill going up, streaming services you forgot you had. What if someone fixed that for you? Radiant Start Checking at West Star Credit Union includes bill negotiation experts who can lower your monthly bills and cancel subscriptions you don't need. That alone could cover the $7 monthly benefits fee. Visit weststar.org/RadiantStar to learn more.
Radiant Start Checking has a $7 monthly benefits fee. Activation required. Terms and conditions apply. Share savings with a minimum balance and membership eligibility is required to become a member. Insured by NCUA.
Hey, it's JT. Grimaldi's is hands down my favorite pizza in Vegas. Only at Grimaldi's can you get their famous New York-style coal-fired brick oven pizza. Grimaldi's has 4 locations in the Vegas Valley, or check them out online at grimaldispizzeria.com.
Service. Your lights on, please. 3 shifts a day.
All right. Let's do this.
As your morning begins,
It's showtime. We have a lot to talk about live on the program for the next 3 hours.
to do our part, News 3 Today delivers Las Vegas stories that shape your community.
Just in some breaking news on the economic front.
So, whether it's late breaking,
Breaking news.
bumper to bumper,
Avoid using flamingo.
or clearing skies,
No showers anticipated.
it's News 3 Today.
Raider Nation, JT the Brick for Finley Volvo Cars of Las Vegas. Right off the 215 on Rainbow. You can't miss it. And if you're looking for a great lease, how about this? 2.99 APR financing for up to 72 months on all 2026 Volvo models for qualified buyers. It's a beautiful showroom. It's a great deal on one of the safest vehicles in the world. Finley Volvo Cars, Las Vegas.
Nothing I hate in the car business more than a bunch of damn liars. That's why I created GiveMeTheVin.com. Go to Give Me the VIN, put in your license plate number, we'll buy your car. We do what we say we're going to do when we say we're going to do it without a bunch of games. We come to you with a check or pay off your payoff. Look at what people have had to say about GiveMeTheVin.com. It's real. It's here. We're the Amazon now of car buyers, and we want to buy yours.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
Can you believe what they just said?
It's the dumbest. I don't get this.
I can't do it.
Join the conversation. Hit up the Finley Kia text line, 702-364-1100.
Collectors, Front Row Card Show is back at the Rio Hotel and Casino in Las Vegas on August 15th and 16th. Biggest show ever! Baseball, football, basketball, and hockey cards, plus Pokemon, Marvel, Star Wars, and comic books. Beckett, NBA, CGC, and JSA will be there. So bring your cards, comics, and autographs to sell or get them graded. 600 vendors, including heritage auctions. Thousands of dollars in free prizes. Don't miss it. Front Row Card Show, Rio Hotel and Casino. Saturday and Sunday, August 15th and 16th, 11 to 5. For more info, go to frontrowcardshow.com. That's frontrowcardshow.com.
Side down, your comeback starts with the right team by your side.
At Castroverde Law, we've spent decades helping injured Nevadans take back their lives.
BrothersWin.com.
This season, it's your turn to play like a pro with the William Hill Pro Pick'em Football Contest. No spreads, no guesswork, so I'm in. It's Steve Cofield. The William Hill Pro Pick'em Football Contest is awesome. Just pick. Take your share of winners and cash. Just 25 wins, you could score a $1 million cash bonus. Don't wait. Register now and lock in your picks before the season kicks off on Sunday, September 13th. Get all the details and find a location near you at williamhill.us. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-522-4700.
Your sandwich should pay you back. Download the Port Perks app today and start earning rewards every time you enjoy Port of Subs.
Slice fresh sandwiches, Port of Subs.
Miss any part of your favorite radio show? Catch up at lvsportsnetwork.com. It's Cofield and Company on ESPN Las Vegas and ESPN Reno.
To the show, we stream much of the show each day up on YouTube and ESPN Las Vegas on Twitter and Facebook. John Montoya's here. It's Cofield, ESPN Reno, ESPN Las Vegas. Part of the show every day is brought to you by Bounty Injury Lawyer. 766-1400. You got to dial 775-766-1400 in the north. And the great thing is when you tune in, you'll see just a super trim, muscular-looking John Von Tobel. He's done a great job losing 60 pounds. We like to talk about 67 pounds. Holy crap. A is coming up here, and I got to talk about pitching. But before that, and I know, again, this is a violation of a program director, our buddy JTTB, who doesn't like when we talk food.
Okay, so.
The food thing is a challenge every day.
I'll give you some grace.
You're busy.
Yeah.
Yes. And at convenience stores and fast food places, that's why they do well, because people are in a hurry. So I almost bit today on, I love chicken, the fried chicken. And you know how much I was into, remember the whole thing with Big Chicken during COVID or like right after?
Mm-hmm.
Big Tobacco, Big Chicken. That we talk about Big Chicken. And there was like, I orchestrated about with a mixed sandwich like every time. Popeyes, it turned into like people are stabbing each other over it. It
Still the
got
luckiest-
crazy.
The longest, and it was literally the day before it really exploded. And I remember seeing it and going, oh, try this chicken sandwich. Drove to a Popeyes, nobody in line, grabbed 2 of them, one spicy, one regular, left. Ah, good sandwich. And the next day, 6 people stabbed outside of Popeyes for chicken sandwich. Like lines at the door. It was insane.
It was so much fun.
Magical time.
Not the stabbing part, but it was so much fun. So there's a
Nobody died.
I'm not going to mention the name of the place because I got a couple critiques. There's a Southern baked chicken joint that moved to town, and they've got a location near UNLV. And I, after practice, I was over there, and I'm like, I still haven't gone there. So here's what I'm going to do, because I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. I do try to stay disciplined and not eat too early in the day, right? So I was going to get a couple of chicken sandwiches and bring them home, have them later. And I walked in, and first thing that happened, goes up, and he was making the biggest order ever. And he was like really diligent about the order, and the lady was not paying attention.
Mm-hmm.
So I think he got 17 items, and he was like special order guy too. So I noticed they got a kiosk. So I go over there. I'm like, okay. So I start to order, and then it starts to hit me. I'm like, they're never going to get his food.
Correct.
So I'm already starting to leak oil. I'm like, I'm out of here. But a couple of things. Chicken sandwich, $6.79. Okay, kind of in the middle, right? Not bad. Lettuce tomato is a option for 79 cents. You ever seen that before?
No. Lettuce and tomato extra?
Yeah.
That's weird.
Especially lettuce doesn't have a good name right now.
Right. Well, maybe they know they have good lettuce.
Discount to us for us to take the lettuce.
But maybe they know they have good lettuce, and that's why it's extra. This is the non-diarrhea lettuce.
Okay. Because I like lettuce and tomato. So I was paid for it. But this place, and I do research. I noticed with this place, I've gone on an app, and you cannot find anything that's not in a combo. Everything's a combo. I don't want a combo. I don't want the fries or whatever. I want a soda. I just want the sandwich. I can't figure it out on the app. So I'm like, okay, maybe I'm old and I'm not seeing it. I go in and I was like, yeah, all right. Chicken sandwich by itself, I can get it. And I was like, I do want to try a breakfast biscuit as well. I could not figure out how to uncombo the breakfast biscuit. And that guy next to me kept going on and on. He's like, okay, can you read it back now? And she starts to read it back. He's like, nope, wrong. I'm like, out. So I hit the wall on the technology, and that guy was a order guy, so I didn't get it. Now, in the end, I'm happy because I don't want to eat stuff like that. Have you ever encountered a place that you like all they offer? They basically just force you into getting combos.
Nothing I can think of. It should generally be
lettuce,
a thing
tomato
yeah.
upcharge, and only combos.
Yeah.
Now, am I going to go there again?
Probably.
When it's slower? Yes.
I'm big on walking out of places, like especially when there's a line. The other day,
I do it a lot.
I do. And the other day, I walked into a sandwich chain, and I walk in, and I immediately see like 5 teenagers in line, and I audibly just go, nope. And I just turned around and walked out. And like everybody kind of looked at me. I was like, no, like I'm not doing it.
They were in line?
Yeah,
they were making it.
Yeah, they were in line. They were in line. Because that's the other thing. I mean, I'm sorry. Teenagers suck at ordering all that kind of stuff. It's going to take forever.
What does that mean?
Because they don't have that much money. So like they're going to like hem and haw, and they're all going to pay separately. And it's just going to be a whole thing. And it's going to be an absolute nightmare. It's going to take forever. I don't have time for that or the patience. I had quite literally nothing to do either.
I will tell you, special order guy. Also, I kind of admired him at the beginning of the order. He's like, "Can you tell me how much each one of these sides costs?" Because it's not on the menu. So I respected that, but then I was also like, I have got no shot of it.
At some point, it's fast food. Like, come on, dude.
He was really tense. And here's the thing, I blame him because I do that, and when I do, it's gotten worse. I'm annoyed already that like everything now, $13 for coke, and then you get it, and you're like, this bull crap. What is going on with the quality?
There's one chicken place that I go to that's diet parameters that's still very good and very cheap.
Well, you don't go break.
No,
It's grilled.
no, it's
grilled.
It's a Mexican themed chicken place.
Okay. Yeah.
Very good.
I like El Pollo Loco.
Oh, okay, we can name it.
I won't name the other place, but
the Taco El Carbon meal. Very good. Chicken, onions, and cilantro.
Spicy is it?
Nothing on it.
Unless
you find onions and cilantro spicy, which maybe some will do.
Okay. Dragging this out a little bit because I do have a question for you, which I think tomorrow with all our guests, we're going to ask if this is normal or not because we're without guests the rest of the way, which is kind of the plan. You and I broke bread or wings last week. I got boneless. You got bone in. Your order was 20.
Yeah.
I was sort of blown away.
What do you mean?
That's not a normal order.
I think 20 wings is a normal amount.
In one sitting?
Yeah. I've had this conversation with,
what are you, Kobayashi?
Stormy's husband. Like, what do you mean? 20 wings is normal.
Okay. What did Stormy's husband say?
20 wings is normal. He's 6'5" and giant, but 20 wings is not a crazy amount to down one sitting.
I don't think I could do more than 7.
My witness, I think I got
I can't.
I got 16 or 17 down.
I got boneless. I got 12 boneless because they were cheap, and I did like 6, and I'm like, I'm out. I got to bring these home.
It does remind me. Can I tell you guys
20 wings in one sitting that's normal?
So we were out at Naked City, and this is where the conversation actually started. It's funny because that was the point of it was, out there during a Wing Wednesday, I had gotten 20 wings again, and debate had ensued of wings is normal in a normal sitting. And one of our former colleagues is there, and he's a big guy, rotund a bit, right? A little bit of a belly. And
I can't really narrow it down right now.
And he goes, no, I can't. I mean, I can't. Like, I really get full with about 5 or 6 wings. And Stormy's husband looks at him and he goes, "Ain't no way that's the truth." Can't lie to me, brother.
Piling on. That night I actually only had 3. Can I tell you why? There were some high-level sports figures that I looked over and I watched them eat a couple, and I was like, ugh.
Well,
I did not enjoy watching them eat wings.
Yeah, that's true.
Something grossed me out.
In that setting,
and
too.
I love those wings, too.
When somebody orders a lot for a lot of people, I'm just not like, I'm not going to be.
There were giant plates of wings, and then, I don't know if people are washing their hands. I don't know how they're picking them up. And I'm usually not like that. I'm an animal. I really don't care.
Also,
I didn't think so I'll put in a protein shake that I make at home, and somehow some plastic got in there, and I grinded up some plastic, and I took 2 swigs of it, and I kept picking plastic out, and I kept drinking it, and then like the 3rd swig, I was like, I made it through the rest of the show, but I was like, okay, I'm now going to stop.
Do I get pre-made?
No, it's 99%. I don't know what happened. Some kind
you talk about big chicken.
Some kind of wrap got. I don't know what happened.
Big protein. Tell you that much.
Pricey.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Well, it's a
pack like pre-made protein.
It's a fallacy. Someone in the house buys those. I'm not doing that.
It's insane.
Yeah.
It's convenience. Also, my tummy,
yourself.
the whay protein kind of gets me. I'm a little lactose intolerant.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
So now you went on Scott Seidenberg earlier for to handle the Mendoza meal spice of the chicken fingers.
Right.
But
I mean,
you have
lactose
trouble with whey
intolerance.
protein.
Yeah, lactose intolerance is a little different than not being able to handle like slightly chili dusted powdered chicken strips.
That was still kind of.
Having a
I got to read you a quote because this kind of sounds like what you were just talking about. This actually sounds like me eating wings. Quote, somewhere inside, I've lost that little bit of an edge that has always made me the pitcher I am. I love this honesty. I want to get back to being that guy. That was Jack Perkins, who threw last night for the A's, who has great
Paul
stuff.
Skeens.
Well, we're going to get the Skeens. Jack Perkins, according to Martin Gallego, said Perkins open about his recent struggles on the mound as he seeks to establish himself as a big league starter. That's hard to hear. I appreciate the honesty. Somewhere inside, I've lost that little bit of an edge. That's how fine it is at that level. Because he throws, he's freaking 98, 99 on his fastball, but man, he has not made a transition to be a starter. And a lot of other guys have not.
Not at all. I mean, the only guy was Jump for a little bit. And he kind of turned things around last time out. But yeah, Perkins has been getting absolutely shelled. He's got an ERA over 7 right now. So it's been pretty bad. It's funny because in today's day and age, if baseball and the athletics were covered a little bit more, I'm sure he would get absolutely destroyed for being as honest as he is.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm with you. I like to hear it. It's at least it is the ability to reflect into you on your own and see what's wrong outside of mechanics, things like that. You do have to have that mental edge. Pitcher in general is a big mental thing.
Well, I like the whole study of that. When we more and more we hear people having, psych coaches on staffs or, and sometimes I think when baseball teams make a change at pitching coach, I don't know that it's mostly mechanical. I think a lot of it is mental. And so in this case, this kid's been getting shelled and now he's kind of losing the edge. Did you see that Hunter Green is down again with another freaking TJ surgery, the Reds pitcher?
Yep.
That sucks.
It does, because the talent's always been there, but we've always questioned arm-wise, can you do it? Got off to a rough start this year, actually delayed start. Then comes in, pitches really poorly. More elbow issues, and then he's done for the foreseeable future. It does blow. The gaps, because you just don't know when you're going to get it back together either. I know a lot of people might argue that, hey, you come back stronger with the TJ stuff, but I don't know if you do.
Second one?
Right, a second one. I mean, Ohtani had two, right? So there is that. And I think, actually, as somebody watched Ohtani when he was with the Angels, I could argue he's gotten better as a pitcher. But I think mentally, that's something that's, to go back to that point, two of them, do you trust your own arm? Do you trust your body after it's broken down like that?
Raiders about to kick off here in about 10 minutes. We'll give you updates of what's going on over at Allegiant Stadium. You can hear the game on Raider Nation Radio 920. A little more on this pitcher thing, kind of losing it mentally. And then physically, in the case of Hunter Green, having to get a second TJ. Believe it or not, we'll come back with Curt Schilling said something I think is kind of smart.
Plumbers, HVAC techs, contractors, and DIYers. McFadden-Dale Industrial Hardware has the tools, parts, and supplies to power your next project. Open early and stocked with everything you need. Stop by South Decatur near Russell. McFadden-Dale Industrial Hardware. Fast, easy, and built for the pros.
This season, get in the game with the William Hill Pro Pick'em Football Contest. Pick the winning teams, no point spreads, and take home your share of $1,210,000 in cash prizes. For a $25 entry fee, you'll be picking for your share of $10,000 in weekly prizes. Finish with 215 wins and get the $1 million cash bonus. Register today and get your picks in before kickoff on Sunday, September 13th. For more details and to see a list of participating locations, visit williamhill.us. Must be 21. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-522-4700.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever live her, but it was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/play. That's ethos.com/play. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Nick here with Stefano's Greek and Mediterranean Grill. Summerlin, it's official. Stefano's is now open on Lake Mead and Buffalo. Come enjoy our beautiful dining room designed for family meals, quick lunches, and everything in between. Or swing by for fast, easy takeout with all your favorites. Gyros, bowls, shawarmas, kebabs, and our famous baklava. Our salad dressings and marinades are made with no seed oils. And our must-try fries are cooked in 100% avocado oil. The new Stefano's in Summerlin is now open. Come taste what everyone's talking about. Stefano's. Real food, real fast, real healthy.
Listen to UNLV Sports right here on ESPN Las Vegas, 1100 AM and 100.9 FM, KWWN, Las Vegas. Live from the Findlay Toyota Studios, it's Cofield and Company on ESPN Las Vegas.
All right, here we go. 5 o'clock hour, Cofield and Company. Raider football about to start up on our sister station. That is R&R 920 AM. Hear the call. Cardinals, no Carson Beck. What happened with Beck? Ribs?
Ribs, yeah.
Well, that's a bummer. He's quickly becoming my favorite player. I already liked him coming out of college.
Well, as the only person, again, we'll be able to do this next year, as the first person you heard this summer say that he could win Offensive Rookie of the Year and was actually going to be pretty good, and then watched him in the Hall of Fame game absolutely destroy the Carolina Panthers.
What were the odds when you said that? Do you remember?
I want to say they were near 30.
Okay, because last week they went down to 18.
Oh, yeah, no. They
off of one preseason game.
So that kind of sucks. But as somebody who's always been a believer in Carson Beck, kind of a bummer. Also because he's just, I think, good. So it's always fun to watch a good quarterback.
Are we the only two? Always been a believer. There's not many.
Well, he was a projected first-round pick for a while, and then he had the bad season at Georgia, had the arm injury. Then he kind of rekindled some magic with Miami, but you could see that there were some limitations, maybe still dealing with the arm issue, whatever, but he's good enough, man. So I had a bet with Matt Humans many, many moons ago that he would be a first-round pick, and Matt did not believe it. And he was right.
We were talking A's baseball and the struggling pitching staff, and Jack Perkins was admitting after the game last night he got ripped up pretty good, that right now mentally he's kind of lost it. He's got to get that back. And then we've got guys who are getting hurt, like Hunter Green, who throws 100 miles an hour, getting a second TJ, which is devastating to the Reds because the Reds have had a lot of problems with injuries. So maybe there's an organizational issue there.
By the way, I would argue maybe because the Angels had that stretch where every other pitcher was getting Tommy John surgery. So it might be internal.
Curt Schilling, who I won't lean on for much, but clean or not, he was a very good pitcher in the major leagues, a borderline Hall of Famer. Had very good stuff. He's talking about Paul Skeens. He said, The Athletic has an article asking what's wrong with Paul Skeens. He said, go back and check my social media before the WBC and the post regarding his mechanics. He said, I'm not Karnak. That's a good old reference to Carson. I just did his job for a living and have studied it my entire life. This was predictable, and I predicted it. What he predicted is the max velocity throwers jack up mechanics, and they're putting themselves at massive risk for arm injuries.
But do we know Skeens is injured? I mean, now he's got the telltale signs of velocity's down. His first year of the bigs, it was 90. His average fastball was 98.8, and this last month it's barely touching 96. So there are signs. Maybe there's something there. It's not official yet, obviously. Something it's his weight that he reported in and is still kind of a little bit heavier.
Yeah, what was that? I didn't know what the hell was going on because I saw shirtless pictures of him. I'm like, he looks fine to me, and he had like a little bit of a roll. I'm like, what are we body shaming the guy?
Well, here's the thing.
By the way,
do you believe the picture's real? Because I never believe anything now.
I think they could add some chubbage.
Correct.
Now, I will say, who was Verlander with? What's that lady's name again?
The swimsuit model.
The giant cans?
Yeah. I'll look right now.
He got body shamed. Real bad. But he also, there was a shot of him from behind.
Kate Upton.
Very, very soft, mushy arse.
Yeah. Well,
not where we're going to go in a lot of directions here.
No.
Not Chris Berman.
No. Whoa.
That went viral.
Yeah, it did.
Can someone put on the notes on the sheet that Chris Berman arse has to go in our grab bag? Because that got ugly.
What arse?
Well,
no.
So Skeens. So you think you think it could be Skeens is not in premium shape?
Sure, but I also think pitchers are so finely tuned with their bodies that any little change, and athletes in general are, but any little change maybe throw something off. And maybe I'm misremembering this. And we were Sabathia lost all weight, and then he was terrible.
Mm-hmm.
And then he had to get fat again because he didn't understand how to use his own body.
He pitched comfortably at 290 pounds.
Yeah. So he didn't know how to use his body without it. And so he got worse despite the fact that he got healthier. And it might be something like that, where Skeens is just, hey, maybe he is a little bit heavier. And maybe he's just not understanding how to use his body now. Because even gaining 10 pounds when you're an athlete who's finally in tune with everything in his body, maybe that's messing with him. And maybe, can we go back to the human element too? dare we say, maybe he's in a happy relationship and
Yeah.
that kind of stuff happens because he's human too.
Livy Dunn's fault.
I mean, or just his, but still, yeah. It's always a woman.
To counter what Schilling is saying here, can much of baseball be wrong in allowing these guys to go max effort when they pitch? And he's right. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I don't think he's the only one saying it. I've heard this before. And you do watch games now, and you're like, holy crap, everyone out of the bullpen is throwing 98 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Are they max effort? There seems to be more arm injuries than ever. So I'm not sure what the right side is.
But
I'm
also,
certainly
like,
not enough of a pitching expert. But I thought it was interesting that now Schilling, of course, is an opportunist. Although he did say that he was calling this when he was watching Skeens, at the top of his game, saying, "Hey, this is not going to last."
Yeah. Although, I mean, what are you supposed to do? Hey, throw 98%. Don't throw 100.
Yeah.
But how do you do that if do you know how to throw exactly 98% of your velocity?
Oh, I think the great pitchers don't throw full bore velocity.
So, like, guys,
so much of pitching is changing speeds anyway.
Sure. Yeah, that's fair. And that's why, too, I think you're worried about guys like, or at least I am, when you hear Mizrowski right before the All-Star break, fatigue, scratch from the start, velo dips a little bit, legs aren't under him. And you're like, how can he keep this up? It's almost, it's not exactly this, but it feels running back-esque, where these running backs come in and they're like, you've got 3 years to make your money, buddy. And then your body's going to get run down and you're out of here and we don't want you. And like, same thing with these pitchers, although they're getting paid because they're a premium position, but you've got like 3 or 4 years at the top of the mountain. And then all of a sudden, unless you know exactly what you're doing with your mechanics, dunzo.
So we got a bunch of great stories that we've hit today, and we kind of hit it rapid fire as we do the 5 o'clock hour here on Cofield and Company on ESPN Las Vegas. By the way, Raiders out of the gates first possession. Kirk Cousins is playing.
Yeah, was that a surprise?
I'm saying he's out there from the get-go. So we'll see when Mendoza comes in. I'm not going to do play-by-play, but 3rd and 7 and complete it. I'm 2 seconds behind it. Jack Besh. He's back.
I want to watch this.
He's back. We're just going to do play-by-play.
No, I think I said it. I know you don't want to, but
Captain Kirk.
These wide receivers are, I think, an interesting watch.
We'll get to it. Give it like 10 minutes because the wide receiver room, I know, is one of the things you want to address. So one of the stories we started yesterday, because that's when it came out, and we hit on it briefly in our 4 o'clock hour. I think there is so much more coming on the Mark Walter sale of the Lakers.
Why, Steve? There's nothing going on here. There's nothing to see. There's nothing going on.
This is unbelievable.
Just a sale of a team.
The guy didn't own the team for a year. As Arash put very well yesterday and on his social media, Arash Markazi from Sporting Tribune, you can look at this and go, hey, the guy's an opportunist, bought the team for $10 billion. He had these guys come along who maybe got a little frustrated or a little wary of the price for the expansion team here in Vegas, and they made an offer that was too good to turn down, and Walter's out. The problem is when Walter and his pals bought the Lakers, they did this massive overhaul. Like, they made an effort. You follow the NBA closer than anyone. Like, they really made an effort to start moving in here and changing things. This wasn't like some PE guy who's like, whatever, do whatever you want with it, but I'm going to sell it in a year.
No.
So there were no signs.
No, they were going to come in and it was going to be their thing. They were going to really turn this thing around. There was no indication whatsoever because that was not the plan. Something changed, I guess, Steve.
Well, he is being investigated. By the FTC, which is kind of amazing. I didn't know they did these investigations anymore. Bump. And now the speculation is, hey, he needs the money.
Mm-hmm.
My first thought yesterday, and I said it to Arash, was, well, is it going to be just the Lakers? He's got these other major franchises, if you consider WNBA and the Sparks a major franchise. One tweet from a Joe Pompliano, who's getting into this area with the business of sports, said there's clearly some smoke to Mark Walter and the Mark Walter investigation after previously claiming that just $1.4 billion of the assets at his life insurance company were loaned out to businesses he controlled. Walter has since revised that number to $21 billion. Okay. It's a little misrepresentation, $1.4 billion to $21 billion. This person says that's why he sold the Lakers and might have to sell other assets too. But because of the connections and the names who are involved here, like Bob Iger, and you can keep telling me that all Kushners are not created equal. That's fine. That,
once a Kushner, always a Kushner.
Josh Kushner is not necessarily a Trump guy. There's a lot of connections here. There's a lot of names, and it is interesting that whole pivot where Josh Kushner was going to be involved in this stake to monetize like 20% of the World Cup.
Yep.
That goes downhill, and then all of a sudden he's involved in buying the biggest brand in all of basketball.
Within days. That gets shut down, and then a week later they're like, yeah, let's make this $12 billion purchase, huh?
I guess the reason I'm very wary of this is I kind of feel like, and this isn't fair to say, but I feel like at that level, billionaires are playing fast and loose with all the rules.
Mm-hmm.
And you can sort of pick and choose who you're going to go after.
Of course you can.
And then also go, okay, we're good.
Yeah.
Then back off and go, you know what? We're clear.
Yeah.
So is that going to happen here? We're going to find out like, oh, yeah, they didn't find anything in the investigation. But I sold the Lakers. Well, behind the scenes, you needed to do that to make right with us.
It's just a coincidence, Steve, if that were to happen. These are two separate things. I don't know why you would think such a thing, that a man under federal investigation would then sell to a group that involves somebody who is by law related to maybe somebody who has some say in said federal investigation. That's just me, though. I'm just spitballing here.
Arash reacted by saying this is why the Dodgers and Sparks could be sold as well. Dodgers officials already, Stan Kasten's like, Lakers and Dodgers, really nothing to do with each other.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Arash is reporting that, and this is not like some breaking news, that the Dodgers and Lakers actually were sort of coexisting, and some of the model on one side was being replicated on the other side.
Yeah. It's probably the plan.
How crazy would it be if in like less than a year period, the Lakers and Dodgers were both sold?
Well, especially for the Dodgers, given what just happened, 2 weeks ago with Tarek Skubal and what's going to happen with this new CBA and the cap and everybody complaining about how the Dodgers broke baseball. And then you're going to be forced to sell the Dodgers after doing all of this to the sport itself. And by the way, leaving the other owner to somewhat pick up the pieces of whatever salary cap is going to be instituted.
Well, there are also people out there who are like, hey, this guy Walter is moving money around. Was that, I mean, the funny thing is when we talk about this money is at such a level. I just mentioned it. He claimed that $1.4 billion of the assets at his life insurance company were loaned out to businesses he controlled. Wrong. It was $21 billion. And I see people jumping to the conclusion like, oh, a real shell game with that deferred money with the Lakers. Do you realize with the money I'm talking about here, that $1.1 billion in deferred contracts is nothing,
right,
for this guy and these people? It's nothing.
So what was it? It was $21 billion actually. So $20 billion. Like, oh, sorry, I didn't carry the zero
right
when I was doing my math earlier about all these assets. That's
stuck
my
it
bad.
to Ohtani and Tucker because he needed the money now.
Yeah,
I guess. Seems like a small amount, really, compared to the sort of money we're dealing with here.
The other day I was doing my budget and I found out that Uber Eats, I didn't account for one of the tips that I had left on Uber Eats. It took me like an hour to find that tip in my budget. And I was like, where's this $767 coming from that I'm off?
This guy was off $19 billion.
This dude was off $19 billion.
Do you like my suggestions for the new owners of the Dodgers and the new owners of the Sparks?
Yes.
I already mentioned the Sparks ownership group. If they are forced to sell, it's perfect timing. You have to reward people for doing a good job, even though they have to take the fall for you. Or in one case, I think the one person was like, okay, you left me on a plane, potentially die. Carolyn Levitt and Janine Pirro take over the Sparks.
I'm down. I think that would be great.
I will say the look of the team will change a lot.
Enes Kanter would be, I think, immediately. Sorry, Enes Freedom Kanter would be immediately brought in.
Kanter is on the team. Royce White, maybe not.
No, we can't use it.
Everyone who's not happily married or dating a male, might be on the trade block.
Yep. See you later.
Dodgers ownership. This would be a good way to reward an LA guy. I don't know how many times we've talked to Cody Decker, who went to. I think they both went to Santa Monica High School.
Yeah.
But Cody Decker actually did go to high school with, and Cody was a former AAA player. He's a LA radio star now. I think they should. I would love this split. The one guy cannot make the decisions though. Stephen Miller, the pillow guy, and Pete Hegseth. Owner of the Dodgers.
I mean, Hegseth might have some free time soon. But if he's as
every Dodgers on TRT.
Yeah.
No Paul Skeens bodies.
Yeah. I don't know. He might not be great with the books, though. I mean, we're about to run out of missiles, so what would he do when running a baseball team?
I'm joking, but I cannot wait to see if the Dodgers are sold, who the next owners are.
He'd have them all lifting weights in the outfield, shirtless. It would be good
calisthenics
because he probably would bring back one of the things that I think baseball is genuinely missing is the vest uniform, right? The sleeveless unis.
Yeah.
He would bring those back.
Those
were good.
Yep.
No, those were good. Especially the Rockies
Glenn
ones.
Bragg. Look up that picture. Just the pipes. Okay, so earlier we said the two of us are the only ones who have really supported one Carson Beck over the years.
That's right.
I had his back when that Cavender twin screwed him over.
I can say that
and
for a fact.
said bad things about him.
I saw a video for the first time. That was really sad, actually. Nobody likes him.
I did have a moment today where I thought about what a great player a retiring NBA star is Russell Westbrook. I don't think most people are going to be with me. You?
We are not as a whole and as sports fans. Look, and I only put on Get Up this morning a little bit, and I think the news came down while I was on the air, if I remember correctly. So maybe there will be more to this. We are not sad enough that Russell Westbrook is retiring. We're not. Flags should fly at half mast today around the country because you laugh. I'm being serious in the sense of this is monumental. The internet ruined, for the most part, the view of Russell Westbrook. Russell Westbrook's one of the best players of his generation. He was named to the All 75 or whatever they call it, right? The 75th year anniversary team. He was named to those, to that. He's genuinely one of the best basketball players I've ever seen. And for everybody, by the way, if you're an anti-NBA person, one of the few that you would potentially point to is Russell Westbrook. Every single night when that dude played, it was 110%. Didn't matter. Didn't matter what team he was on. Didn't matter if he was winning record or losing record. He was always going hard every single time. Time catches up with you. His game slips away. Not as good in the mid-range jumpers. The efficiency numbers drop. He was still one of the most violent rim attackers you're ever going to see. He was fantastic. And now we don't get to watch him anymore. Outside of just the normal, like, oh my God, time is slipping away. I didn't realize he'd been in the league for 18 years?
That's crazy.
It's insane. If you would have asked me genuinely, I would have been like, I don't know, like 12. Mm-hmm. I did not think it was 18 years already that he'd been playing. But we're not sad enough that he's gone.
Why did the internet and how did it ruin him?
Oh, because obviously the Westbrook stuff, making fun of him for just not being as efficient, the chasing of triple doubles. I think so, to an extent.
No, I said, was that Skip Bayless?
The Russell Westbrook?
Yeah.
I don't know where it originated, but I would assume that's probably around there.
That is annoying.
Yeah. Right. You're denigrating a guy for a guy who is one of the better ones of his generation. It sucks. Then it extends out to the fans. The way the fans treat him is ridiculous. He's a fantastic player. And honestly, and this is not a comparison, but the sadness that we're going to feel when LeBron retires or when Steph retires, you should feel it for Russell Westbrook. We're going to look back on and realize that he was one of the pillars of his generation. And not in the narrative, too. I don't think he deserves enough credit he did when Kevin Durant left. Durant saw get a little tough. And he left the team. Got to take Kevin. Well, the fight was up, man.
Well, I think a lot of people didn't want to play with on him.
Yeah.
But why was that team broken up? Was it Westbrook's fault?
The Thunder?
Yeah.
I mean, to an
KD.
extent. But Kevin Durant also had a choice there. Dude, they were up 3-1 in that Western Conference Finals against the Golden State Warriors. They went to the NBA Finals and were up 1-0 on LeBron and the Miami Heat. You want to know why, too? It's one of my favorite learning moments in my life when they went up 1-0, and I wasn't 21 yet, and I went up to a certain book. And I was like, I would like to bet the Thunder to win this series, please. And the guy was like, they're minus 300. I was like, I don't want to put $30 down to win 10. I'll leave. Thank you very much. But like, they had opportunities. And we've seen time and time again. I mean, look at the Celtics now. They're such a great example. The Celtics kept smacking their head on the wall over and over and over again. And guess what finally happened? The wall caved and they won an NBA Finals. Kevin Durant could have stuck around. They could have won that. They could have eventually done it, but he decided to go. So maybe, like, I'm not saying he's perfect, but in terms of the way that you view his career, that dude should be great. And he was also just such a great story. One of my favorites, like Jeff Teague, I don't know if you've ever listened to his podcast, but he does a really good job with like the podcasts that he does and the stories that he tells. And one of my favorite NBA stories is Teague's talking about a day where they're playing him, the Westbrook. And Westbrook does his, rocking the baby celebration and like hits a jumper over him. And Jeff Teague tells him, like, man, get out of here. I don't care. And I guess Westbrook turns to him and goes, that's the problem. and screams it in his face. And Teague's like, you're right. Like, you're right. Like, I don't care.
Wow,
maybe that is the problem.
Yeah. He admitted, like, he got me. I don't care as much as you.
Yeah. Like, Westbrook was awesome, dude. He was really good. And it sucks that he's gone. You know how you know his impact too? Isabel texted me today. And she's like, did Westbrook retire? And I was like, yeah.
Well, that also means that you talk about him a lot.
But to understand the impact.
How much do you talk about Russell Westbrook over the course of the last 10, 15 years with this lady?
Come on, he's awesome. He's freaking awesome.
He is. I will say this. He's one of the first real victims of social media and TV talking head shows gone out of control. Because he is was a really good player. And his reputation by the end was like, selfish, can't shoot, not great, not a good team player. Like, wait, what happened here? Because if you just build a narrative and then just keep pounding someone over and over and over again, then it starts to get accepted.
Yep.
Which I will say, once again, that it's one of the reasons I really dislike old players who bash on this era and younger players. Because they never had to go through this. They don't understand what this is like at all.
Yep. Dude, I'll still...
And they're actually contributing to it. Like, how dare you? You know what it's like to be a player.
Yep. The guy, and like some of my fandom too, like I enjoy basketball, but I'll still never forget, and it was at the tail end of his career, the Clippers were playing the Suns in the postseason, and he was on that team, and Kawhi gets hurt in game 1 of the series that they win against the Suns. The Suns were supposed to be that unbeatable team, right? And that was against Kevin Durant, and Russell Westbrook comes out in game 2 of that series. They lose it. But he has 28 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists on 56% shooting and does everything possible to help the Clippers potentially win that game. And they lose, but just absolutely, and defensively too, steals, awesome, like all over the place, right? They lose the game, but those are the kind of games where, as me as a fan, and I'm sure like Thunder fans or maybe even Wizards fans, whatever, have those games with Westbrook where you're like, this dude is just every single second of this game, 110% max effort, trying to do everything possible.
On the way back, let's get to UNLV football and also the Raiders, as the Cardinals are now on the doorstep. Raiders did take a 7-0 lead in the first quarter of the preseason game as Kirk Cousins hit Michael Mayer on a 13-yard catch and run.
Got something to say? Hit us up on the Bay Law text line, 702-364-1100. Brought to you by Bay Law Injury Attorneys. Winning is no accident.
This traffic report is brought to you by Jaguar Land Rover Las Vegas. Visit us at jlrlv.com.
Beware of extra traffic around Allegiant Stadium due to the Raiders game tonight at 5 and an Aces game, home game tonight at 7. So extra traffic around Michelob Ultra Arena too.
This traffic report was brought to you by Jaguar Land Rover Las Vegas. Visit us at jlrlv.com. Here's your chance to own a luxury vehicle at a non-luxury price. Hi, this is Brennan, General Manager at Jaguar Land Rover Las Vegas. Come and see a variety of our certified pre-owned vehicles at Jaguar Land Rover Las Vegas, or visit us online at jlrlv.com.
Sign up today for a new William Hill Nevada mobile sports account, and you can earn up to a $250 bonus bet after placing your first qualifying wager. The William Hill mobile sports app allows you to bet on the go from any iPhone, iPad, or Android device from anywhere in Nevada. Sign up today and you will never miss another bet. With the largest wagering menu, the mobile sports app features same-game parlays, early cash out, and live in-play wagering on all major sports. For info rules and to see participating sign-up locations, visit williamhill.us. Must be 21. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
It's not about the injury. It's about the recovery. Hi, this is Paul Pata from Paul Pata Law. You know, life can change as you know it in an instant. If you've been injured due to someone else's negligence, don't go it alone. Our team of legal experts will stand by your side every step of the way, helping you get back on the road to recovery. That means physically, emotionally, and financially. At Paul Patta Law, we're your personal recovery attorneys. Check us out at paulpattalaw.com.
If you need to sell your house,
talk to Aaron Taylor.
You want to sell it fast and get the most cash. Talk
guy.
Hey Nevada, I'm Jacob Taylor, the real estate guy. They say the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. Growing up with Aaron Taylor taught me that nobody negotiates harder or gets seller's top dollar like the real estate guy. Need a cash advance? We can put money in your hands before closing to help with repairs, moving, bills, or whatever you need most. Don't want strangers walking through your home every weekend? No problem. We'll give you one simple number, your bottom line. No commissions, no hidden fees, no guessing. Just a straightforward offer, and in many cases, money in your hands in as little as 3 days. And if you're renting, ask me about My Buy Bank. You'll receive a $2,000 credit plus 10% of your monthly rent, all to use toward the purchase of your next home. Call 702-310-6683. That's 702-310-MOVE. eXp Realty, license number 38886. Call for details.
Talk to Aaron Taylor,
the real estate guy.
Luxury has never been more rewarding during the Lincoln Summer Sales Event at Findlay Lincoln. For a limited time, enjoy 0% APR financing for up to 48 months, plus up to $1,000 Lincoln bonus cash on select new 2026 Lincoln vehicles. And every new Lincoln includes a complimentary maintenance plan for 2 years. Discover sophisticated design, effortless performance, and exceptional value. Only at Findlay Lincoln in Henderson. Visit FindlayLincoln.com today. Experience luxury, embrace affordability. Findlay Lincoln, elevating your drive.
ZipZap Auto has expanded into one of the largest independent auto repair shops in the Valley. With 23 bays, over 12,000 square feet, ZipZap is your one-stop shop, offering smog tests, oil changes, detailing, bodywork, and engine and transmission rebuilding. Plus, ZipZap provides free towing and diagnostics with qualifying repairs. No appointment necessary. ZipZap Auto on Cheyenne and North Durango Drive, and online at zipzapauto.com.
Technology never stands still. And neither does Les Olson IT. For 70 years and counting, we've helped businesses adapt, grow, and stay secure through every change. With experienced people and smart technology solutions, we make work easier, more productive, and more secure. Yesterday, today, and tomorrow. Let Les be here for you.
The Golden Circle Sports Bar inside Treasure Island Hotel and Casino is the best place to watch games on the Strip. There's a huge video wall and over 55 plus screens throughout the bar. Place your sports bets at the new STN Sportsbook. The menu with the Golden Circle Burger, the Linebacker Bison Burger, Philly Cheesesteak, the Polish Sausage, and so much more is dynamite. The Golden Circle Sports Bar's happy hour is amazing with $5 draft beers every day from 10 a to 6p. Treasure Island, the Vegas destination for those seeking a contemporary resort experience with an ideal location on the Las Vegas Strip. And remember, parking is always free.
Your sandwich should pay you back. Download the Port Perks app today and start earning rewards every time you enjoy Port of Subs.
Slice fresh sandwiches, Port of Subs.
It's Cofield and Company on ESPN Las Vegas.
Right, here we go. Here we go. The beginning of the new era. Yes! The savior. He's on the field. They're scanning the owl right now. How many in the press box are trying really hard?
Not to
Not
clap.
not to
Are you saying that sometimes the Raiders media less than objective?
Sometimes.
Some of them.
I mean, just the ones that compared him to Joe Burrow.
All right, here we go. Yeah, what do we got? Is that Trey Zune at a right tackle? Oh, Mendoza's the quarterback. I guess that's a more important part. But Raiders get on the board first. 7-0. Look at that.
Yeah,
Look at that. Mendoza, the mesh point. Handoff. You didn't like it?
Didn't like it.
What happened?
The handoff was a little wonky.
I thought it was perfect. We're going to break down every aspect. He looks nervous, doesn't he?
I mean, he's nervous because he's so close to the strip.
Yeah. Boy, you're not going to let that go. We have to get to that. So Mendoza's in. Anyway, Kirk Cousins to
Feels
Michael
like
Mayer.
it's to gamble. You know?
Preseason, when you've got a team in town, and there's hope for this team, preseason can become just ridiculous in overanalyzing everything. I will say when I saw Michael Mayer catch and run 13 yards, my first thought was, you know what? I thought that guy was a good pick. I think he's going to be a good player. They haven't had the right offense and the right quarterbacks.
Mm-hmm.
If I say 50 catches, 50 catches, 650 yards, 6 touchdowns this year, Michael Mayer.
That's extremely aggressive.
Is it?
Yes.
Is it? Okay. I came out too high.
Because Brock Bowers is going to have 200 receptions for 2,000 yards and 25 touchdowns.
There's been teams in the past. Of course.
I missed the first completion in Fernando Mendoza's career.
Because I'm talking about Michael Mayer.
No.
Anyway, the other way, boy, I really want to see Marvin Harrison Jr. bounce back. So he caught a touchdown pass from Jacoby Brissett. I guess I was a little blown away that both of the starting quarterbacks were out there for at least a series. So we'll see. Brissett's probably going to play a little more now.
Floated it a little bit.
What happened? You didn't like the Mendoza
He
completion?
floated it a little bit. Look at Best got to go up there. He's got to touch the roof of the league.
Go get it. The second catch. All right. Well, we can't sit here.
Second catch that we've seen.
Yeah. We can't sit here and just watch the game and do play-by-play. But 7-7, 2:25 left in the first. Before we get to some more Raider stuff, day 14 officially of preseason. I almost said offseason. Preseason camp for the Rebels as they get ready for the game against Memphis on the 29th at Allegiant. They have a scrimmage tomorrow. So scrimmage tomorrow at the Raiders facility. That is closed to the media, so there won't be any coverage except for what they sent out. They were very strategic in sending a video out last week. Did you see the video they sent out?
No.
Alex Orji rolling right, throwing to
the deep completion?
A diving.
Yeah.
Caden McGee, and that thing got like 7 million views on Twitter.
Did.
It was a nice pass.
It was.
And there is something with Alex Orji that allows him to go viral. First of all, he's built like a freaking truck. And there was always hope that this like uber, super athlete guy was going to turn into a great quarterback. So very titillating. So we'll see what the positives and any other things they put out on video. But again, that is closed to the public, closed to the media. I don't know if you saw it this morning, but Dan Mullen went on with those jabronis on Barstool have a college. I only see the clips. There's some older blonde-haired guy. I don't know his name.
I don't know if was it their morning show on FS1 or was it one of their podcasts?
It's their college football show. That's all I know it as is their college football show. And Mullen went on, and you'll hear one of the guys here from Barstool talking about Group of 5, Group of 6 respect.
Do you have any message to like the detractors of the world who maybe look down and turn their nose up at G5 football?
Well, I think college football has always been about winning, right? And I think winning should be rewarded. And until they change everything, if they want to change it, and go to a different way of doing things, I'm an old school college football fan. I think if you win games, you should be rewarded for winning games. It's really hard to win week in and week out. JMU had a great year last year, won a championship and proved that they should have a shot at the college football playoff. And, there are a lot of teams that went into the playoff in that were SEC teams. It got blown out in the first round.
Yeah, SEC. Blown out.
Right.
What do you think he meant in the middle of that comment that Group of 6 deserves representation until things change or they change? I don't know if he said system. I wonder what he's thinking. I've actually never talked to him about this on the record or off. If he thinks that eventually it's going to go to like a top 60 schools and then the next 60 schools.
Or until UNLV gets to the Big 12, and then I don't care what they do with those Group of 6 teams. They can do whatever they want.
I mean, clearly right now, it's the way the system is set up is nonsense. And the crazy thing is, even when they go to 20 or 24 schools, I don't think that Group of 6 is going to get more than one spot. And maybe in a miraculous season, they'll get a second.
Right.
Which is crazy.
Well, like we know what they want. They just want all these power conferences to play each other. Specifically, they want the Big Ten and the SEC to play each other.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Well, that's where a mega league is going to start. And then they'll siphon off another, 8 to 12 schools, and that'll be it. And then maybe, I don't think this will happen because I don't think the upper division will agree to it. Maybe there could be relegation.
Maybe. But that's also why I think, too, like going back a few weeks when everybody was like, "Ooh, the SEC might break away." That's not going to work. And I've heard the argument of, Well, the NFL plays each other all the time, and like that works, and everybody watches. Yes, because you know that those are the best teams. If the SEC is going to play just itself and then crown a champion and be like, this is the best, when Ohio State or Oregon or whoever is still out there, you're never going to take it seriously because you know that there's another team that could beat them out there. Multiple.
If you win, you get that opportunity. I think people want to see teams that win, that deserve to win, that are given that opportunity. That's kind of what in that America.
Yeah,
that
well
you know
said.
what? Hey, if
Yeah.
you really do well and you win,
Yeah.
we're going to give you a shot to go play for a championship. And I think that's one of the things that's really cool. And that's, we have JMU coming up on the schedule, I think, next year.
Yeah, can't wait.
So, we've tried to schedule those teams so that, when the resumes come out, we've played as hard a schedule as you possibly can have and give us the opportunity to go to a playoff.
Go ahead and make your comment on their comments.
First off, I just hate it. Like
I know what's coming.
Just
I know.
let them talk, right? I hate when I'm listening to things. You don't have to commentate on what the person is saying. The point of an interview is you want to hear the person.
Now, thing, I totally agree with him. Like that is one of my biggest things, that the system now is 1,000% un-American.
Well said. Well said, Steve.
Notice we don't really do that on the show, where it's a Yeah, I'm listening.
Yeah.
I don't have to give you a verbal prompt that I'm paying attention.
I had a big trigger the other day. Listen, it's a similar thing.
Right.
That I enjoy the work of one Mina Kimes on ESPN. Holy smokes, sometimes listening to her podcast, it drives me insane. First off, total pretentious NFL person. She was asked a rhetorical question on one of her episodes, like, how many other man corner duos would you look at besides these two? And she's like, well, and she starts naming them off, and we're like, shut up! Like, we know you can answer the question. It's a rhetorical question. You don't have to pretend like you know everything. Also, the thing that drives you nuts is that just the constant, yep. In any level of media, it drives me insane.
The reason I love the America thing so much. We're both making max effort to not say anything. It's awesome. This is the way the show should be. Lots of space. It does drive me nuts that an archaic system that decided arbitrarily to allow some of these states into the party and we're not in. Nevada is a place where people actually want to live.
Well said, Steve.
And there are a lot of places that are dying economically. People don't want to be there. They can't be there. And we're on the outside. New Mexico's on the outside. Montana's on the outside. Idaho is on the outside. North Dakota and South Dakota are on the outside.
But Tuscaloosa, Alabama gets in. Oklahoma and their 50th ranked education system get in. Get out of here. Ridiculous.
I'll have to ask Mullen in a calmer atmosphere if he really meant that or if that's just a throwaway line. Because I really mean it. I get so worked up that we get the screw job because, we weren't part of Nevada and UNLV. We're not part of the chosen. Well, we weren't around. The schools haven't been around that long.
Mm-hmm.
And then meanwhile, Oregon State and Washington State act like we should be part of it. You were dragged along because you were old as hell in the Pac-2, whatever it was, Pac-8, Pac-6. And they still hold to that. Like, we're one of the elites. We're definitely a group of four. No, you're not. That's actually, right there is the meritocracy of college football. When they reform these conferences, they're like, yeah, time has passed you both by. You're too small. And that probably should happen to Iowa State, dying on the vine now with no money. Anyway, all right, that's a rant I've done a million times. He is right about the future schedule. He should know. He's the coach. But on Barstool there, Dan Mullen, the UNLV coach, pointing out the 2027. This is a good non-con. Have you looked at this?
What are the chances that those Barstool guys are actually, as they said, looking forward to it? Looking forward to James Madison and UNLV next year.
I'm not. I don't know why they booked at JMU the first game, and then they go back in 2030 when the whole system is probably going to change, 2031. Anyway, next year, ready for this? At USC. They get Akron back, though, another Barry Odom game. At USC, Akron, home Arizona State, at JMU. Do you look at that and go, hey, the JMU game, coach, is kind of unnecessary?
And why would you put that landmine in there?
Like at USC, Arizona State, that's enough.
Yeah. I mean, I guess a winnable game. I mean, the Arizona State game is winnable too, but
here,
yeah.
USC will be tough.
A little bit.
No Jade Maeva, though.
You sure about that? Does he have any eligibility left? Maybe he comes back. He would have eligibility, would he not?
I think everyone does now with 5
Yeah.
and 5. I felt really bad today when Avery Helm, the UNLV cornerback who transferred from TCU, but actually started in 2020 at Florida. He doesn't know me, and I went like full sarcasm, and I just stared him down. I don't know why I found this funny. I'm just going to laugh at my own joke, pulling a Freddie Coleman here. But I looked at him, and I'm like, you're old. And he was like, yeah, I am. Okay. Not funny. He's 24 years old.
Really?
And Maeva would have another year, I believe.
And it's a deep quarterback class, so if you're Maeva, would you stick around, get some more money? Depends on how the season goes too, obviously, but
he's a great conversation point because I hear enough people raving about him, and I think he's really good. But I still remember watching him and seeing some of his flaws. Is he an NFL quarterback? Is he a Heisman candidate?
Oh, he's a Heisman candidate for sure, if he plays well.
I guess if you're on a team with that kind of brand, and if you pump out a 1 or 2 loss season, you're next.
Yeah. NFL quarterback, I don't know. I mean, he's got somewhat of the size. He's, 6'4", or at least listed. I don't know if the arm strength is entirely there and still has the penchant for putting the ball in danger. Those aren't really great things if you want to be an NFL quarterback. But we've seen lesser prospects make it.
Chris Matthews reacted at Sports 8 to that post with the audio video of Mullen on Barstool and said, Power 4 schools turning down trips to Vegas to play UNLV. That says it all. That is true.
Yeah.
They were close to having 2 different SEC teams play at Allegiant to open the year instead of Memphis, but it fell through.
Mississippi State? Were they good SEC teams? Or Kansas? Are you allowed to say it on the record?
I think it was Ole Miss, and I think Tennessee.
Ooh, Tennessee would have been fun. I think Tennessee's gonna be really good, and they got that young kid at quarterback.
You do?
Oh yeah. Got this kid, true freshman, 5-star prospect kid, Faison Brandon, who should win the job.
I don't know why I looked up. I was like, what?
Yeah. Well, it's mainly because his name sounds backwards. Brandon is his last name. That'd be cool. Get that on the books.
Coming up, breaking news with the Bears. I think this is so freaking lame, and we will talk about wearing your pants way too low.
Beat the heat with some cool cash for betting sports on the William Hill mobile app. With the William Hill Cash Rewards program, you can earn up to $500 in cash. Earn summer rewards points for mobile wagers made until August 31st. Win or lose. You can earn even more rewards points for teasers, parlays, and same-game parlays. Sign up for the William Hill mobile app today and opt in to enroll in summer rewards. To see participating locations, visit williamhill.us. Must be 21. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-522-4700.
Raider Nation, if you're in the market for a new vehicle, I got you covered at Finley Volvo Cars, Las Vegas. They have the all-new 2026 Volvo XC40 all-wheel drive mile hybrid. Yes, I said a hybrid. MSRP on this vehicle is $43,995. The lease is only $399 a month. That'll be $4,799 cash due at signing. Finley Volvo, Las Vegas.
Technology never stands still. And neither does Les Olson IT. For 70 years and counting, we've helped businesses adapt, grow, and stay secure through every change. With experienced people and smart technology solutions, we make work easier, more productive, and more secure. Yesterday, today, and tomorrow. Let Les be here for you.
Celebrating the Okinawan heritage at Zippy's with a shoyu pork plate. Hearty cuts of pork are slowly simmered in a soy sauce mixture until soft, tender, and flavorful, and served with rice and macaroni salad. Available daily at the takeout counter, online, or on the Zippy's app, and at the dine-in restaurant. Zippy's, celebrating 60 years of serving Hawaii comfort foods. 4 locations to serve you. Arroyo Crossing, Southeastern in Henderson, West Charleston Boulevard in Summerlin, and now on Camino al Norte.
An accident isn't just an accident. It's lost time, lost wages, and a fight you didn't choose. At DeCastro Verde Law, we deliver serious firepower for serious injuries.
Together, we win. BrothersWin.com.
Las Vegas homeowners, back to school is the perfect time to upgrade your windows. Out with the old and in with something better. At Sunburst Shutters Las Vegas, they've got everything you need. From custom shutters and shades to blinds and drapery, all built for the desert heat. Right now, during their back to school sale, get $500 off your upgrade and enjoy new outdoor shade solutions, too. Schedule your free in-home consultation today. Sunburst Shutters, built for Las Vegas living. Call 702-703-2875 or visit sunburstshutterslasvegas.com.
Collectors, Front Row Card Show is back at the Rio Hotel and Casino in Las Vegas on August 15th and 16th. Biggest show ever! Baseball, football, basketball, and hockey cards, plus Pokemon, Marvel, Star Wars, and comic books. Beckett, NBA, CGC, and JSA will be there. So bring your cards, comics, and autographs to sell or get them graded. 600 vendors, including heritage auctions. Thousands of dollars in free prizes. Don't miss it. Front Row Card Show, Rio Hotel and Casino, Saturday and Sunday, August 15th and 16th, 11 to 5. For more info, go to frontrowcardshow.com. That's frontrowcardshow.com.
Whether you're shopping for the perfect engagement ring or cashing in old gold jewelry, go see the people we trust. Michael E. Minden Diamond Jewelers, the diamond and wedding ring store. Who's got the best deals on the jewelry you're looking for? It's Michael E. Minden Diamond Jewelers.
When you need cash, how quickly can LendingStore.com connect you to a lender faster than this commercial? Whether you need cash for a medical bill, groceries, or rent, LendingStore.com's network of lenders makes it quick and easy. In less time than this ad, you can fill out a few fields at LendingStore.com and find out if a lender can get you $500 to $5,000 as early as tomorrow. So visit LendingStore.com today for details. See website for details. Lending Store is not a lender and does not make credit decisions. Must be 18 years old. Not available in all states.
If you bet in Nevada, listen up. Some of the most legendary sports books in town aren't independently operated anymore. What does that mean for sports bettors? It can mean missing out on good football prices. Thankfully, Boomer Sportsbook remains 100% independent and always treats you right. When you get the Boomers app and sign up with the code SUPERBONUS, they'll give you an extra $100 in bonus bets on top of your first deposit match of up to $250 in bonus bets. That's up to $350 in bonus bets. And when you check the price, you'll see you're making a better bet with Boomer Sportsbook.
Turn up the savings this summer at Lexus of Henderson. Experience the all-electric Lexus RZ with instant performance, premium luxury, and advanced Lexus Safety System Plus. Then take advantage of Lexus certified pre-owned financing with rates as low as 1.99% APR. Or enjoy the refined comfort, elegant craftsmanship, and smooth ride of the Lexus ES. Available now with financing as low as 5.4% APR. Visit Lexus of Henderson at the Valley Auto Mall or online at lexusofhenderson.com.
OAC restrictions apply. See store for details. Offer expires 8/31/27.
Cofield and Company presents Grab Bag on ESPN Las Vegas.
Stick your hand in there, dude.
Cardinals now up, 9 minutes left in the half. It's 14-7. We'll get to an update on who scored for the Cards. Oh, no. Is that Trey McBride or is that very much a backup tight end? I don't think it's him. But anyway, 14-7, Cardinals on top.
Not looking good for my first half bet, Steve.
Mendoza has been, we haven't watched.
He's been a bum.
Yeah, we're not watching. It's hard to watch when you're doing a radio show. Last thing on UNLV before we get to a couple Raiders points.
Not for me, Steve. I'm great at everything.
And Chris Berman's pants.
Oh, can I tell you one more thing that bugs me during broadcasts? Shows like this. It bothers me when a host makes a point and the other person in the background goes,
I know.
It's really stupid.
I know. We don't have that problem. We just like to talk over each other, especially me leading the way.
So I do.
So you had a question about Orji and Jackson Arnold, the quarterbacks for the Rebels.
Well, so it ties into the video that you had mentioned. So it ties into two videos, actually. I will take credit for this. My video, Steve, of Dan Mullen from the night practice was making rounds. And I was listening to a national CBS podcast in which it was referenced, I don't know, I'm cooling on UNLV. you see this clip of Dan Mullen talking about, they're battling. They're battling. Don't really like what they were. I don't really like that they're battling, that Jackson Arnold should win this job. And then the clip comes out of Orji completing the deep pass, and everybody just assumes, like, Orji's going to win the job. This is crazy. And it's like, okay, I understand that he had a good practice that day, right? I think you would corroborate that as well. And they're both going to have, like, good practices. They're good athletes, and they're quarterbacks that are maybe akin to one another. I think Jackson Arnold, from what I've seen and from what I've talked to you and others, is probably going to win the job. I say probably. But I don't know if it's like this giant, terrible thing that there's a quarterback battle, or what if Dan Mullen is just telling us there's a quarterback battle and he already has his mind made up, and that is Jackson Arnold.
Okay, one, I think there's a lack of savviness from college football people, and if they've covered college football for a while and they don't realize that coaches do this,
right,
then shame on you.
Right.
They play these games. Willie asked me yesterday about Orji and Jackson Arnold, and I had said 2 weeks ago that I thought it was like 95-5 in favor of Jackson Arnold. I think it's 80-20 now.
Whoa.
And now the 20 with Orji is, I think he's come along in terms of his mechanics, his confidence. He's feeling better. I think he's feeling better about his leg. I still think Jackson Arnold is going to be the starting quarterback. I also believe that both quarterbacks will get snaps in the first game.
Mm-hmm.
But I think Arnold's ahead. But here's what I'm not going to do. Because I see a lot of people who only know Alex Orji from his days at Michigan. I think it's really insulting to say, if there's a battle, there's trouble. You guys are a-holes. First of all, you have no idea what Mullen can do with quarterbacks. Orji has come a long way. And the other thing that makes me uncomfortable is Alex Orji is an unbelievable human being.
Mm-hmm.
So when people take shots at him, based on what they saw at Michigan, it's very mean-spirited. And it's uneducated.
I would agree, too, with your point of you just don't know with these guys and what's going to happen. If you followed this program, when Hajj Malik Williams had to step in, you're like, I don't know about this. He was awesome. He was great. So I think you just kind of got to trust the process here. And I know that's a different regime, but the whole point here being is just you just don't know what you have in some of these guys. And I would agree totally with the point that if Orji has to play quarterback, that they're absolutely screwed. It is insulting.
And it's from people who aren't at practice. They don't know the kid. They can say that Mullen's a quarterback whisperer, but they don't respect that.
Also, the other part, since we're on this topic, because this was hand in hand with what I was seeing with some other like national punditry, I'm amazed how people are perceiving this UNLV schedule at the beginning.
I saw your tweet.
People think it's just a rollover. In that same conversation, it was Tom Fornelli. He was like, I know you guys might be cooling on UNLV, but let me bring you back in. Look at this schedule. And I'm just like,
like how easy it is?
Yeah. I'm just, and the market's betting them up in that Memphis game, which I don't agree. They're 6-point favorites against Memphis. I think that's a little high. But even if you pull that off, Cal is going to be difficult. They might be dogs. They're 1-point favorites only in that game. Hawaii? Air Force? What are we talking about?
You know what people make the mistake of? And this, I'm glad the Broncos, some corrective action has happened with the Broncos. The Broncos went 14-3, and someone pointed out, hey, they trailed in 15 games. UNLV won a lot of games last year. There were a lot that they pulled out of the hat. The Miami of Ohio game was a miracle or miraculous. They had a lot of close games that they won. Sometimes that turns the other way. I think their schedule is a pretty tough schedule.
I do too.
I'm not going to do Berman's pants today. We might open with it tomorrow.
It's not his pants, it's his ass.
Well, I think he has one. I think when people get older, they like to wear the pants low because they still have a gut.
It's got to be uncomfortable.
And they're insistent on like, hey, I'm still a 34. Like, you're a 40. Pull the pants up, get bigger pants. Come on. You're not a 34 anymore. And he's like 73 years old. I don't want to bash on him. And normally I was cool bashing on Berman, but I thought that got out of control. That video got like 8 million hits. Damn you, internet.
Gambler's bonus hits again. On June 14th, Betty hit 4-4.